Oh no.
Actually, we're looking a bit that colour in that trailer that's playing just now as well, actually. Just that.
God, he's just broken.
Oh, we're live.
Hi guys.
There's something weird going on with my camera, isn't there? You may have noticed. I kind of feel
it's
like
perfectly normal. Usually
You look like an Oompa Loompa.
Or Trump.
Oh,
my hero. What's going on? What's going on?
Maybe take your green screen down. Maybe that's affecting it.
Yes, because
Definitely white balance, but there we
Because
go.
he's not working with the green screen.
Anyway, we're here to play a game, aren't we?
We're live, guys. Hi.
Yeah.
Welcome.
We're always ready. And, hi, everybody. We're here.
Don't mind us.
We just carry on as if nothing's happening.
We're ready when the 30-second countdown started, thus proving it takes less than 30 seconds for us to mess it all up.
To be fair, I think I did forget to actually do that countdown then, didn't
It said 30 seconds.
But we ignore you when you do it anyway.
I? Thank you, Crowd, for the subscription.
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 Always welcome.
Subscription.
Started
That's
your
right.
go on.
Oh,
Hi.
going well.
It
Welcome.
is.
Another Saturday, another Infinite Monkey Tales, another technical difficulty issue that we have to deal with. It's fine.
It's not getting any better.
Yep. Some old pirate there's just going to be changing colours all the way through the stream. Don't worry about it. He's not got kidney failure or anything. He's not.
No, no, 'cause he's only got one
orbiting the
kidney.
sun.
It's liver failure.
He is fine. Welcome. And yes, Lloyd has frozen himself in time and in place on screen.
Spooky.
Yeah, he is here.
He's looking better
just
than me,
really not
though,
impressed
bless
with
him.
us. So yeah.
Maybe
Hope
we
you're
should do
all
that
doing
with Mark
well.
for the whole evening.
Picture him up.
Get one good picture, and it'll be okay.
Well, we're going to struggle with that.
Photoshop it.
It's fine. How are you all doing? Happy Saturday. Happy bank holiday if you're in the UK. I don't know when American bank holidays are, so someone needs to tell
Is
me
that a
when
bank
they are.
holiday across the
We're
UK?
off on
It is a
Monday,
bank
baby.
holiday across. Are you
They
on a
don't have
holiday?
bank holidays, do they?
Yeah, they do.
No, they just closed the bank and we still go to work.
Yeah, we have the same
Well,
thing
that sucks.
now. No, what would you call like July the 4th? Or 4th of July?
Thursday, if he
4th
falls
of
on that
July.
day.
Yeah, the 4th. Alright, sorry. Sorry, I got to go.
They don't call them bank holidays.
July.
They call them holidays.
Is that...
That's the thing.
Yeah, we just call them holidays. So, like, Monday is Memorial Day. It's also a bank holiday, but we don't call them bank holidays.
No.
Do you not have a collective term?
Holiday.
Yeah, it's a holiday.
That's the collective term.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not being at work.
That's why they
And
call
you
holidays
guys go on
vacation.
holiday, and we go on
Exactly.
vacation.
There you
No, we go on
Yeah,
holiday.
we
Yes.
go on holiday.
We had, my work had a bank holiday at one point at this time of year, but then they got rid of all but about 3 bank holidays and added it on to our holiday entitlement, which is something. But that didn't clock it was a bank holiday this weekend at all. So there you go. Happy bank
This
holiday.
weekend.
Yeah,
And if-
Mark's got the week off.
All right, show off, jeez.
Not a bank
Jeez.
holiday.
Mm.
Just a holiday. No, vacation. No.
Well,
Jade's saying it's a federal holiday if it's work off. That makes sense.
Well,
Did you?
wherever you are, be it bank holiday or anything, it's a weekend.
Long weekend.
Have a long weekend.
Yeah,
anyway. And
long
if-
weekend.
And if you're watching in a country or on YouTube when it's not bank holiday, hi, how you doing?
Thanks for
Word
you.
clarification. In a country or on YouTube.
We hope you're enjoying it.
The federal Google verse that we all are going to be living in and subjected to in the near future.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Hi.
Subscribe.
Get the thumbs on the YouTube. Boom.
Get the likes, not the thumbs. It's
And
a like.
comments. Can people please tell us how wonderful we are and how amazing we are and how my pink dressing gown, which is obviously not around tonight, is the most amazing thing ever on the comments, please.
But not on this
I'm
particular
trying to write-
episode because she's not wearing it. Go
No,
to
no.
another episode if you can, where she is wearing it, and comment there.
Yeah.
Actually, it'd be funnier if you did it on an episode where she wasn't wearing
No, I
it.
think that's meme worthy right there. Yeah. I mean, we've got this one after all. We've got the moat, haven't we? The Infinity High.
Yes.
There, see, there it is. It's made its appearance.
I love it's called
Yeah.
the Infinity High when it's clearly Ange.
Yeah. Well, it could be you.
No, it's not. Can't be. So welcome to
His
the
dressing
Infinite
gown
Box.
isn't pink.
No, it's not. I don't have.
It's not a dressing gown. It's a house
It's a
coat.
dressing gown.
But you'd be the Infinity High, not the Infinity I High.
Infinity High. Don't start another one. Right. How you all do? We've said that, haven't we? Fuck it. Let's just,
It's not
what's
saying
going
again.
on? Just Ange, just
Next
go,
bit.
go.
What's
Let's get
coming
the
up?
calendar.
Well, actually, we are now into I said last night, into a really cool routine of what's happening and things like that.
There's
so,
me. That's what
it's
we did
re-
last month, chat.
Yeah, actually,
Yeah, that was the
I
stream.
actually have put June's.
That's
in
April.
for the
That's
thing.
what we did in April. I don't think I have June's.
It's
Going
gonna
the
look
wrong
just the same.
direction.
It's gonna look.
Actually, I think you put it in the
ad.
admin chat, so it's not actually up yet because I was waiting for everyone to say. But basically, it is running pretty much the same as it has been, sort of the D&D and the Blades in the Dark. Though the Blades in the Dark is coming to an end apparently.
Oh.
When's it coming to an end?
When I can find suitable place to it.
Okay.
But it's not going forever.
I shall retire from this life of crime.
So I'm
Blades
trying to
make 'em
persuade
again.
him to run Spire.
I'm into it.
So yeah. So
Yes, I do
well,
like.
Vinny's just spent 50 quid on it.
It seems totally fair.
Let's just skip past that and forget about that.
So yeah. So I am trying to find the new. I popped the chat, the production. I think it's in production. So yeah. So we're running the general monthly thing. Tomorrow night we have a special. John Hicks is actually running a sci-fi game, Saturn 666 tomorrow. We've got one of the guys from Dork Tales playing, Mimar's playing, Commander Strain is playing, and Marky Walkie, and it's been run by John, so they need to get some energy drinks in, get some sugar rush, because he is relentless when you play. That is actually offline, but we have been toying with an idea of allowing people to listen in on the Discord, and just mute yourself so you can hear the shenanigans going on. So it's I think if anyone's really interested and want to listen in, just let us know. Jump in onto the Discord. Well, let us know tomorrow, and we'll let you in. But we'll just mute you. But we will be strict. If you are not playing and you speak in the Discord, you will be booted out. Not the channel, but you will be booted out that bit. So there you go. That's the rules.
If we get it set up, you won't have the ability to speak anyway.
Okay, we will do that then, shall we?
We will. So yeah, there's the calendar. As well pointed out, Meow Nova, Ange has decided to change the whole colour scheme of an Infinite Monkey Tales on that current template. I'm sure we'll get that fixed. Yes.
Yes.
It's a more greener turquoise.
Branding.
It must have saved all that because it's purple and green on my screen.
We should be
weird.
purple or green. What?
It's blue. Isn't it blue?
I haven't changed anything. It's the same one from last month.
It
It's
looks
just...
brighter. There we go. We've got approval.
Yeah.
So there you go. Mod
So-
approval.
So yeah. So next
You
month.
guys aren't mocking me here, are you?
Not this time.
Okay, right.
I don't know why it's changed the colours. That's really weird.
I don't
But
know.
yeah,
Not
so it's
like
running through the usual things. Friday the 18th, we've got
Nope.
Those Dark Places game again, which is different because Commander Strain's on holiday, so John's jumped into and covered that. The 19th, it does say Mutants and Masterminds, but somebody's not playing, and I've just realised why. So I now know the date that I was talking about earlier.
Shut up, Ange.
Right. So on that date, we actually are playing Hellboy.
Oh, we? Oops.
Oh, the film.
So yeah, so if anybody wants to play Hellboy,
Are you running
the
that,
horny
Josh?
red guy with a really annoying hand,
The horny red guy.
with the annoying
She
hand.
said it now. It's on the internet
The
forever.
horny red guy. Ange thinks that he's the horny red guy.
So apart from the normal routine, that's what the changes are there. guys. Oh, and there's a questions and answers on the 13th.
Do we know the topic
And-
of that questions and answers yet? So we can ask people to say questions.
No.
No? Okay,
I'm
great.
not responding to that comment.
It's fine. Oh,
No.
Got
So
too
it's
many other things on
another
the plate.
amazingly jam-packed month with extra ones, and I think there's another. John Hicks is actually coming through and running more games than we actually are at the moment, because he's running another one on July the 2nd as well. Because he tentatively said, "I went, is anybody free on July the 2nd?" And he went, "Oh, I'm okay. You're in." He just sort of mentioned he might
To be
be. And I was
fair,
like, yeah, well,
he's a lot more
you should know
professional
by
than
now.
us.
Don't tentatively mention anything in front of me.
he's a lot quicker. He's very good at whipping us into speed because we go too slow.
Yeah. So,
I
yeah.
hope it's those dark places again.
It's those games as well that actually are so relevant to that kind of pace. They're designed specifically for that, and it works, and it's action packed. And if anybody wants to listen in tomorrow, be prepared. If you haven't already seen John do some DMing on this channel, then it's a sprint all the way through, and it's great fun.
It's brilliant.
Yep. Yes, we got loads of stuff. We've got Cry. You're running a game that needs people or has room for people.
No, he's filled it.
It's gone. He's
Filled
filled
it.
it. But if
Filled
you
it.
are
Well, mate.
interested,
Too late,
if you are
folks.
interested though, let Cry know, and when a space
Yep.
comes available, we'll get you in. Alternatively, if we get enough interest, we may look at getting another campaign going with someone else, because we got a couple of people now who are I've on the grapevine who are thinking of running as DMs and GMs. So
Mm.
Do we?
not pointing any fingers. But
Say
yeah.
no more.
Not me.
We've also always got space on the Mutants and Masterminds. If ever you're interested in joining in on the Mutants and Masterminds, let me know. I will sort you out with the character and get you into it. It's always fun.
So much fun.
We have our Tuesday club doing random any TTRPGs. At the moment, we're doing Trail
Trail of Cthulhu.
Trail of Cthulhu. After we've done Trail of Cthulhu, we will probably be looking at Agents of Concordia, which is I'm in the works of getting it all set up and everything. I read the rules. It's quite light.
Wow, that's a first.
That is a first.
Yeah, it's quite light. It's kind of like Men in Black, which is interesting. So yeah, I'll leave it at that. If you're interested, do let us know. And we hang around every Tuesday between 8 and 10. We're just it's a very laid back session. We're not even trying to win. We're just having a laugh more than anything. But yeah. Other than that, yeah, that's us. If
Yeah,
you're new
it's a
to us-
complete opposite to the John Hicks games. Our Tuesday sessions, aren't they? It's like we're
if
not
you-
like.
Go on.
Carry on. I was just saying it's like we like to, it's like so chilled out with vertical.
Oh god, yeah.
Horizontal.
Yeah.
That's the word.
And you're in space. There's no gravity, so you can't lie down.
And if you're new
Or
here,
something.
guys, do give us a follow, do give us the like, do come and join us in the Discord and have a nice chat with us. We have a finger room where you can just have a laugh. It's quite funny. Thanks to Ange for that one. We have general rooms for a lot of other games if you want to discuss anything, or you're just looking to talk with random people who also like TTRPGs. Come join us. Otherwise, we're going to crack on. I think Croy's probably already annoyed that we've taken up so much of his valuable time for his campaign.
Yes, I'm livid with rage. I am a fuming,
You could tell.
steaming
that's
heap
his face.
of angst.
Yeah,
Let's go.
Hey,
Right.
Mima's in a forest.
she is.
Gonna need to change
I'm trying to lighten it up.
music. Oh wow, there we go. Okay.
Once upon a time.
Yeah. Through the misadventures of Moon and the Meztak mirror presented to the Tabaxi, and you all, by Lord Sligo and Neverwinter, the party moved toward Ravensholm. That was one of many different opportunities and avenues you could have taken, but you chose to accept the invitation by somebody who'd been giving you a lot of hassle, a lot of trouble for quite some time, number of years in fact. Mysterious village, Ravensholm is that locals are saying doesn't exist, but you have been invited there, so who knows? It's at the base of Mount Hotnew. After your adventures in the farm, it's quite clear that time is running out for Neverwinter. The villages and farms that have been supplying food for the city, they're dwindling as they're increasingly overrun and destroyed by armies of undead or whatever happens to be roaming the lands. You're heading toward the last outpost on the road to Neverwinter Woods, and you're en route to parley with perhaps the only person you know who's capable, powerful enough to put an end to the Raven Queen's ambition to merge the three planes of existence. The Shadowfell, the Feywild, and the Material Planes combining as one to form something else, something new, or perhaps something very old, but which you now know the Raven Queen seeks to be leader of the new dominion, leader of all. Already it's racked ruin across some of the land. Everywhere you've heard stories from or seen destruction, misery. Doesn't feel like there's much longer to go, perhaps. And maybe this character that you're seeking out will have some answers to give. So you find yourself walking up the road, which your two tabaxi, Fleet of Paw, had been able to get to quite quickly before. You're on the road, travelling into the forest to the last outpost. What are you guys doing as you're walking along?
I'm gathering any kind of herbs on the side that I can to put into my bag and things like that. Flowers. If I pass any water or anything, I will try and find the time to meditate, much to everyone's annoyance.
I'm looking around for interesting sights and wearing my hat. I like my hat.
And I think I'm drilling Ariel on what's our group's name again? Jeez,
Harpers.
why can't I remember?
Harpers.
The Harpers.
They play the harps.
Like the rules and etiquette of the Harpers.
And she expects me to remember it.
Yeah, okay. Moon, can I get you to roll perception if you're being, specifically looking out for things?
Something I can theoretically do, yes. Roll 20 went wrong. There we go.
Okay. As you gain speed and pace, the party spreads out a little bit. Adric, you're definitely keen to keep up with everybody. Are you able to keep up? Or are you falling behind and mumbling?
Me, sorry.
So, yeah, are you keeping up with the party?
Yeah, yes, I'm keeping up with the party. What did you just say? Because I've got short legs, I can't keep up.
Yep.
Let's not start that again.
You have a low movement speed.
I expect that from Ariel. Okay.
So you see Adric, and he's trying obviously to keep up, and he's managing as well, which is great. But otherwise, the place seems to be relatively calm. It's morning. The sun has risen up, so it's somewhat low in the sky, but shining its morning light into the edges of the forest. And the road itself, it looks clear ahead, and there's nothing for you to be overly concerned with at this point.
Let's give him exhaustion for running all that way.
No, let's not. This dwarf is fitter than you, thank you.
I'm going to turn to the others and say, so we're going to go and see Caraptus, who's now telling us that he can help us stop the Raven Queen and the armies of undead. We thought Caraptus was doing all this. Yes? Am I wrong?
Yeah, you're wrong.
I don't remember this part.
He did, didn't he say?
I don't remember this part.
Am I imagining it? Or did I dream that then?
I was a dolphin at the time. I have no clue.
There's been a lot of weird dreams lately.
Stop, people. You need to stop being Zootikins and get you in the game.
The hell is a Rooterkin?
Sorry, I swore.
In what language?
In what language, Ariel? Is that a swear word?
17th century Victorian, apparently.
Gnomish. Apparently.
Oh, we'll be getting to Nomish, don't worry.
Ariel, are you alright? Are you running a temperature?
I'm sure that's what we were.
Are you not sure if you're running? I can take it for you if you want.
Cookie, help me here. Isn't this what we're is this what happened? Have I got it wrong?
What did you think happened again?
Didn't Caraptors say that he knows that he can stop all this undead stuff?
No, he said he can maybe help stop the Raven Queen doing whatever she's doing. But obviously he's got his own plan.
Oh, so did I jump to a bit of an assumption there then?
I think you
Well, it
did,
wouldn't be you
Ariel.
otherwise, would it?
Do you need,
Oh.
do you need a moment to check your journal, Ariel?
No, 'cause I didn't write it down. It was just in my head.
Right.
So, regardless of that, we are going to go see Caraptors, and Caraptors caused us a lot of trouble in the past and killed lots of people and indoctrinated lots of people, and so we're going to go and see him now. So what's the plan?
I assume we don't trust him then.
But what happens if he can stop us, if he can help us bring the downfall of the Raven's Queen?
Oh, we don't trust him, whatever. Let's just go and hear what he has to say, eh?
Do you think he'll willingly help us, or will he need a bit of force?
Well, he's invited us.
Well, yes. Well, just because he's invited us doesn't mean he's going to help us.
Well, why would he invite us? Oh, he might want to kill us.
Exactly.
Yeah, I didn't think about that.
We could be
I just
walking right into a trap, Ariel. Have you considered that?
No, not at all.
Your enemy rings you and asks you round for supper, Ariel. It's not good.
Well, I just assumed he turned over a leaf and he was decided that he realised that everything bad that he'd done in the past was bad, and now he wanted to make things better.
Ariel,
Yeah, that sounds just like him.
People
that does.
don't often change like that, Ariel. I'm sorry to ruin your fantasy here, but that's just not how
Everybody
it
can
works.
change. Everybody can change, and everyone can see that they're wrongs that they've done.
Right. Well, just on the
Just
odd
need to
chance that he hasn't, shall we prepare for an ambush?
I don't see one.
No, an ambush, not a hambush.
Yes, I would see an ambush. The street is clear.
Cookie, what words of wisdom have you got for us? Are we muted?
Cookie does
We're
appear to be
muted.
muted.
Before you climb a mountain, you must be sure.
Well, that is wise. I don't know if it's helpful, but short of what?
That he's not one of the disappearing invisible mountains that reappears, maybe.
I've climbed many mountains and I've never been sure of things.
Okay.
Specifically
Sure
one
of your
mountain, I
footing.
was sure I would die.
There you go. You didn't let her finish.
Oh, see, my
Oh.
computer cut out. It's sure of your footing.
Well, that makes a lot more sense now, doesn't it?
Maybe finish the sentence then.
Adric, aren't your people from the mountains?
We're from under the mountains, Moon, thank you. What do you think we are, some sort of trolls?
Well, do you not walk on the outside too? How do you get in?
Through a door. I've climbed mountains before, yes. I've
Can you
climbed
show
them.
your footing?
I've climbed them on my hands before and never once used my foot.
We show your handing?
Well, wait a minute. Let's just think about that for a minute.
What?
You've climbed mountains on your hands.
Yes. Granted,
Why?
you would probably class it as a hill, but it was a mountain to me.
Why?
It was part of our training. I was in the military, don't you know? I'm sure I've told you. I served
No,
proud.
you haven't. So do you fight many battles on your hands then?
I have had many battles.
While on your hands, not your feet.
Well, no. No, it was a training exercise, Ariel, to weed out the weak, make the strong
That
stronger.
made you climb a mountain on your hands.
Yes.
Fucking hell, dwarven training is hard, isn't it?
Is that a skill that you've needed since then?
But it helps when I'm
Like a-
drunk.
Moon puts his spear down the side of the road and
Look, we're
does a little
not
flip
here
and
to
starts walking on
discuss
his
my
hands.
history. Very impressive, Moon. Very, yes. Right, no, we're getting off tangent here.
It doesn't
people.
seem effective.
No, it was. It was for an
I'd
emergency.
tap Moon on his leg and say, "You ought to try that up a mountain, and then you'll see how
You
effective."
look different
it
from
is."
this angle, Tanner.
Taller, I hope.
Somewhat.
Adric's going to push Moon over and carry on walking.
Wow.
I climb back up onto my feet and grab my spear.
If you're going to make fun of me, at least buy me a drink first.
Hang on. No,
We're heading to the Smelly Badger, so we'll be all right when we get to the Smelly Badger. I'll buy you a
That's
drink
a
there.
name that has many, many stories behind it.
Yes, it wasn't an inn in my place when we used to talk about a smelly badger.
Anyway, so we just go to the Smelly Badger, we find the mountain, and we're just going to walk into the mountain again because that mountain's very, very bad.
No, he's meeting us at Ravensholm. That's what he said.
That's where the Smelly
We're not
Badger
going
is.
in the mountain.
Then why are we even discussing mountains?
Because that's where the
Because
mountain...
apparently you can walk up them on your hands.
You brought up now.
Because
I did
that's
not bring
where
up
he...
mountains. It was Cookie.
Because he lives in the mountain, and the mountain appears near Ravensholm, and apparently Ravensholm appears with the mountain as well.
Some sort of
Adric
magical
lives near
town.
Ravensholm?
Look, this mountain only appears X amount of times. It's
I've ne-
magical.
I've never heard of a
And we got
mountain
stuck in
that
it.
disappears.
Well, you have now. We've been in it.
You've been in the mountain that disappears.
Yes. We found quite a few things in there, and beholders, and people trapped in there, and rivers, and
What sort of mountain
puzzles,
is it?
and aquariums.
Aquariums?
Mm. Well, it was a big tank full of fish things. Don't respond well if you fireball them.
I don't know how to do such a thing, Ariel. I'm sure it'll be fine.
Anyway, it's a bad place, and lots of the people that he indoctrinated had been in there, and
So why are we going there?
because he's invited, which is why I'm discussing this now. We've been invited to this place.
He's invited us into the mountain. I thought he'd invited us to his manor.
No, Ravensholm is the village outside the mountain, which apparently that appears and disappears as well. Not that I didn't realise. We didn't realise that
How
at the
does a
time.
whole
'Cause when we went,
town disappear?
because he's a wizard thing.
So it's his town?
I don't know. We just went to the Smelly Badger before and then went into the mountain. And we'd heard that the mountain appears and disappears, and we had to rush to it to see why the mountain had appeared. Because the mountain appearing was something to do with bad things happening. So we rushed to the mountain, and then we went into the mountain, and we got to the aquarium and the beholders and Caraptus, and it was all very bad, but we managed to get out, and Caraptus is bad. So, and Ravensholm was there when we left.
Well, all this talk of disappearing mountains and villages, it's rather transparent for me.
Oh, you're such a
Thank you,
bampot.
Vinny, for that one. I don't know when that became a goal. Thank you guys for giving me a heads up on that.
Well, see, if you don't read the Discord, you don't know these things.
Make sure you join the Discord.
And you won't be an idiot like me who doesn't know what's going on.
Actually, you would be a bampot then.
Have you just got a 17th century dictionary in front of you? Right, okay. Oh, dear. Right. Well,
and nobody's actually redeemed these things yet. She's throwing these things out.
I know, I can't help it. They're such good words. Oh, no, they are. Now, do not be a beard splitter now about this.
why would you be
That's
splitting my
very
beard?
insulting in Dwarven.
Yep.
Ariel, I really don't know what's gotten in with you, but that's highly offensive.
Well, then don't be rude and just listen to what I'm saying to you. Stop splitting hairs about everything. We're going to a mountain that appears magically every now and again with a bad wizard inside that wants to kill the world and take over the world, but now is telling us to come and visit him so that if we go and visit him, that we can kill the Raven's Queen and all the world will be nice and back together.
And Cookie puts her hand on Ariel's shoulder.
But we have to go up on our hands.
Haven't you so?
Only during training, mate.
Moon, I'm starting not to like you.
What did Moon do?
I get that a lot.
You too, Ariel. I'm not going to forgive you that
Jealous
beard.
of the hat, mate.
I'm not going to forgive you for that beard splitter. That's very offensive. I remember my friend got killed over a certain beard splitter. I did not appreciate it.
Oh, sorry about that. Anyway, back to the mountain.
Moon,
That's me.
roll me an acrobatics check if you're as you're on your hands.
Huh?
Yeah, you're keeping this balanced perfectly. Roll me a d6, please. Your hat falls off.
I drop back to my feet and retrieve my hat.
That is why dwarfs don't wear hats.
You should try it. It would be an improvement.
No, I get helmet hair. Right.
I could see that.
Should we press
As
on,
you
or are we going to
continue,
stand here?
as
all
you
day?
continue walking on, you continue walking on to the forest, and before too long, the telltale signs of the presence of military appear in the distance. What you see here,
Many men walking on their hands.
yeah, it's a dwarven training camp.
You are.
Yeah, so at the dwarven training camp, you just see a troop of dwarves going down the side on their hands. What you actually see are a couple of ogres, and they are stomping off the path into the woods, and you see them felling some trees. And it doesn't take them long to fell a tree. They kind of lean on it a bit, and then they grab it under their arms, and then they haul it back towards the camp. So you figure you're getting close to the camp at this point.
How far away are we actually from Ravensholm? At the moment?
You're probably not that far away from from it. You're probably about half a day's journey away from it.
Right. So anybody around this area is likely to know of the town, yeah?
Yeah.
The last time we went to didn't know about Ravensholm, if you remember.
That's right. Why I was thinking we should ask these people.
Yeah.
Let's go and ask them then.
Is it just ogres? Is there anybody else around?
Just ogres at this point. Yeah, they're just hauling wood.
Just for reference, are ogres bad?
I mean, I think it's more of a moral quandary than anything.
Yeah. I don't think anybody's been called an ogre in a way that was meant to be not an insult or unpleasant.
No, these guys are tall. They're very large, very strong. Are they bad? They're under. You were defended by ogres at the farm, if you remember rightly.
We were. They might be nice then. Let's go and say hello.
I mean, you can't just look at an ogre and go, that's probably bad. That's an ogre.
We could just go, Cooey, hello.
Are you for serious, Ariel?
No, everybody's
Ogres.
bad.
You don't.
But they
cooey
protected
an
us last
ogre.
time. I just did.
Yeah, they're a bit. They're approaching. They're approaching the road from the side of the forest as you walk up level with them. You could get in front of them. They're not on the road yet, but you would be walking with them behind you, and you turn around and go cooey to them.
Did?
Yeah.
Ariel, say
the ogre
something in ogre.
Just continues.
Don't speak, ogre.
Just continues to drag the trees. At this point, it stopped to pick up another one, and it's got one in both hands now, and it's just dragging it under their arms, pulling it along.
Hello,
so-
where are you going?
Are you stopped at this point, or are you keeping walking with the party? Because I think the rest of the party's continued walking.
I'll just stop and say hello.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Tanner would stop.
Yeah.
There as well, because I'm kind of interested to see.
So I'm sort
Yeah.
of like, hello?
You have to wait a minute for the ogre to get up to even close to you to be able to hear, and it just looks at you, and just grunts.
Hello.
And
You savvy common.
and it looks at you and looks up at the road in front, and you see that coming down the road there's another couple of green-skinned characters, still a bit ways away, but they've come out from round the trees and come into view, and it just looks at you and says, "Yes, I speak common," and it just begins to hold the trees up a little bit higher, and it tries to pull past you.
We're on our way to Ravensholm. Have you heard of the place?
I'm pulling logs for the fortifications. And it continues to kind of just grab these things and haul them up, and just this noise it's making as the logs grind against the path and the rocks. It's almost like it's ploughing the field with these things.
I don't think we're going to get anything out of these people, Ariel. Let's keep going.
Yeah, they're a bit of a knob-dobber, aren't they?
Stupid is as stupid does.
Who are they building the fortifications for?
Probably themselves,
The-
Ariel.
Fort.
But the other ogres were protecting some elves
The
or whatever.
outpost needed
So
additional fortification.
Maybe this is another outpost that we might be able to seek refuge in and information from about the mountain, maybe.
Yeah, but we're only half a day away from Ravensholm. Let's just get there.
They're ogres, Ariel. I don't think they know much about anything.
No. The last outpost was using ogres to help with the fortifications. So maybe this...
Yes, when Moon and I visited that outpost, they knew nothing of the mountain. We spoke to an elf.
Okay. All right, then. We'll just keep going, then.
Let's press on.
Nor the ogres that could be a fight, or...
Oh, she trusts the.
You want to fight
You
the
notice she
ogres?
trusts the elf's word, but but not the ogre.
The ogres, the two ogres are you guess you kind of stop to wait for the party to get back together again. The ogres have pulled past all of you now, just dragging these bits of wood, and then the figures that you see just stands there and waits at the top of this hill, just on the corner of the path where it splits in a Y section. One heads off to the left at the end of the trees, and the other carries over slightly more to the right and up a hill a little bit.
What's the green figure?
Yeah, an orc.
Yeah, this distance, you're not entirely sure, but it's much smaller than the ogre. You can tell that.
Odd. Are they on the same road as us?
Yep.
Oh, we'll meet them then and have a chat. Oh no, did you say orcs?
Yes, I
You
said
can speak to
orcs.
orcs.
Oh,
You spoke to
flipping
orcs
heck.
before.
Oh, Ariel, you can speak to orcs, can't you?
Hey,
Okay, so you walk up the road a bit further, and this is now the forest is starting to close in around you a bit more. The trees are closer to the road. The sky is less visible, and the path is starting to look more like ferns and stone, just taking on the slightly different vantage, different flora and fauna to be expected in this area. And Moon and Cookie, you've been on this part of the road before, and you know that you're not far away at all from the outpost that you saw. It's just kind of up and round the corner a bit, so you're only a few minutes away from it. We can't see it due to the lay of the land and the trees and such, but it's just round the corner.
Yes, just up here, around that corner. That's where we spoke to the elf. And the teethy things. They had teethy things. I don't know their story, but they were teethy.
What are teethy things?
Things with teeth.
Yeah, I figured that.
They were some sort of round creature
A
with
cat?
large mouths.
You're describing a cat.
Teeth?
Yes.
Things with teeth.
Yes.
They had teeth.
You're describing
Things.
yourself here, Moon.
and not a beholder.
Oh, wait a minute. Are you saying that Moon is a
Beholders don't
ground?
have teeth.
Oh, he is a ground creature. Yeah, I suppose he is.
Do you not know what this creature
Moon is
was?
not round.
Well, you've been eating a bit lately.
Are beholders round?
Yes, but they don't have many teeth, do they?
They have lots of teeth.
Yeah, but they
Big,
have
big
lots of
teeth.
eyes. That's usually the main description. I don't often hear beholders described by teeth.
Wait,
not a
so
beholder.
you're
I've
taking
seen
us
those.
to a place that's got a beholder in?
Wait, no, nobody. You said beholder, Ariel. Nobody said beholder, but you.
You
He
said a
said-
round thing, and I said are beholders around things.
Yes,
There
no,
you
these
go.
were
Yes, but there's
Just
lots
a
of
mouth.
things that are round, Ariel.
Just a mouth, no eyes,
a mouth.
arms, legs. Just a floating mouth.
essentially.
So some sort of
It
worm.
had many teeth.
Bad deja vu, a bad experience of mouths before.
Let's not go there.
Another game.
Let's go somewhere else.
We don't need to go there. We already know that they don't know Ravensholm.
Yeah, let's just keep going then. Forget that. We'll just stay on the road. Get to Ravensholm. Find out what that prick wants.
Kill him.
Go home.
Wait, we're gonna kill him?
Cause a lot of death.
Well, I'm all for killing him. It sounds like he deserves it, quite honestly. But is that our intention?
No, I
I
just said
think
it.
we need his assistance first.
I think
To kill
when
the
we
Raven
speak to
Queen.
him, somebody else should do the negotiations rather than me, because I just seem to get us into more trouble. Don't all disagree at once, you know.
Cookie looks around.
Birds tweeting.
There's lots of people kind of going.
Dana, you're
Yeah.
alright with negotiation, aren't you?
Yes, he's very charismatic.
That's not what I would have used, but okay. I'd have said-
Technically correct though.
I've
bef-
never. Sorry.
Before you can reach the fork in the road, the characters that you see are met by the two ogres that are hauling these trunks of wood, and they split off to the left hand side.
Is that towards the fort?
That's the other direction. Yeah.
Okay.
So the orcs still stood there.
No, they've gone with the ogres.
So we know we got to go the other way.
Yeah, you know that because that's the way that Moon and Cookie have been before.
That's where the outpost is, so we're going this way.
And it is en route as well to get out because it's the outpost that's before the mountain.
Right.
Just a quick question. In my
Yes.
knowledge of mountains, which is quite limited, mountains are quite big, yes? Can we not see the mountain?
You go up? I think so.
It looks a little bit different when
I
you're
thought you said.
walking on your hands though.
What didn't you say the mountain disappears?
Look, my point exactly. I'm just wondering, one of us could maybe climb that really,
I don't know,
really
one of
tall
us-
tree there and
somebody's already
see if
said
we
that
can
the mountain's gone. Somebody already said the mountain's gone.
Climbing?
They say the mountain had gone?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to climb the really, really tall tree that Ariel indicated.
Yeah, okay. There you go. There's a really tall tree.
Climb that.
And you climb up to the top. Roll perception, please, while you're up climbing. I'm not going to make you roll to climb. You can climb trees. It's just the thing you do.
Given that my race grants me climbing speed, I would hope I can climb a tree.
That's a beautiful tree.
Yeah, just in case you didn't know what a tree looks like.
It's got a lot of
Here we
claw marks in it now.
You climb up to the top of the branches. You hold on to as a slight wind sways the branches to and fro, but you hold on without any trouble, and you look out over the forest. You see ahead of you the fort that you recognise and all the various components of that, the cells of the fort that are built up above the trees, and the walkways between them. And you can see that there's action there. There's fires. There's smoke rising up into the air. There's every sign that it's still in existence and still working as intended. And you look beyond that and you see Mount Hotnew, and you know that from Ariel's descriptions that the mountain lies behind the mountain, and you don't know exactly what you're looking for. All you can see is just the green tops of trees as it stretches out, and then occasional hills, and so you're not really sure if it's there or not. There's nothing that you can really tell. But in the immediate vicinity, everything looks to be normal. And you turn around and look back towards the coast, and you see that there's clouds rolling in from the sea, and it looks like there might be rain soon.
I can see mountains.
We're looking for
Hills.
one that disappears, Moon.
So it's not the mountain that I described then?
I don't see any mountains that's disappearing.
Well, no. Yeah, it was a bit of a pointless thing going up there, because I'd assumed there'd be one mountain, and either there or not a mountain range. Never mind. Come on. Didn't think that one.
Okay.
Do we have
I
any
don't know.
idea where we're actually heading?
To Ravensholm. Honey Badger.
Do we know where that is?
Yeah, we've been there.
This map here that we've got.
And assuming we do know the way, right?
Yeah.
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 more or less. I mean, it's the paths are paths, and they go to these places. So
I get the map out and show him. We're going down.
Ariel, you're holding it upside down.
Oh,
No, you're just. No, I'm not going to go there.
you're on your hands.
Kill it down.
yeah, so you take you get to the fork in the road, and you take the turn up and into the forest. If you can, I don't know if that shows up for you, but it's pretty thick, this forest. There's a general bit of mist coming down as you're climbing up almost into the clouds, but it seems to be getting a bit thicker. But yeah, so you're walking through this forest, following the path, and before too long you arrive at the outpost again. Now the outpost is such that it's a series of different cells in this forest. Hopefully you can all see that. And you've been directed. You arrive at the gate, at which it's just before the scene. At this point you've already walked through it, but the gate that you've walked through, there was a small, short human who walks up to the party, and says in Gnomish to Cookie, you have returned. It is very good that you have returned. Do you bring more news and gifts and goods, and what of the farm?
Yes. We bring word from the farm. All is well and fortified.
Talk about pitching it to them.
This is very good news in Gnomish. The return is, if you're looking for Casper, he's up in the central enclave, the central place up there, just up the hill, like he was before.
Thank you. And good day. We shall see him now.
So in Gnomish, you're given a suitably cheery goodbye, and
Remind me
Yeah.
never to learn Gnomish.
It hurts your throat a little.
Yes, I can tell.
you walk into the sort of central fortifications and up toward the hilltop where the one of the towers is, and you see various ogres and other greenskins going around, and you get close to where the gate was before, which is just down to your right. Sorry, just down to your left there as you're walking ahead, and that's where Moon and Cookie know where to go. If you want to speak to anybody, if not, you can just pass right through.
Look, there. That's where
Yeah,
the
I
round
say
things with
pass right
teeth are. I have no reason to stop unless anybody else is stopping, so I just
No, I was just
follow
thinking
the
the same
party.
thing. We're not that far.
Yeah.
I point out the
Well,
round
I
things
suppose
with teeth.
Yeah, so as the gate opens, and somebody steps out to see you, you look through and you see these things. It's like a giant tongue just standing there chained up, and it's slavering away in front of the entranceway into one of the towers. But you carry on what?
Why would they? Okay, why would they have those creatures chained up?
Well, look at them. Would you have
I
them loose?
don't know. Perhaps
Think
they're
not-
guards of some sort.
Guarding what?
The fortress?
Mark my words, there's something in this fortress. We'll have to deal with this when we're done, but there's something wrong in here.
It's a
It's not a common elven pet.
No. Something's amiss.
As you walk through, you see a group of orcs. They're doing some training.
I cannot
They're-
control my token.
They are they're walking up and down the hill, doing some strength exercises.
They on the hand. I go up to them in Orcish and go, "You should try that on your hands."
That's what the dwarves do. We can do it, no problem, says one of the orcs in Orcish back to you, and they flip over onto their hands and to show you.
Right, the lot of
Into
you kick
camera.
it in now. Come on.
And I just turn to the orcs and go, "This is a very strange place.
That seems pretty handy to practice.
I'm putting my foot down.
Oh.
Pack it in.
What are those strange creatures in the forest?"
Yeah, and they say, yes, they are strange. They're canaloths. We use them for guards and sentries. Nothing gets past them without causing an alarm or being chewed. Maybe the legs get bitten off. Or the hands, if they're walking on them.
Protect you from the undead?
The undead. They roam these lands. They are not the only thing that has found sport with us, with your kind. No. There's too much. We've been pushed out to here. We have struck an accord with the dwarfs, with the elves, with the humans, and even drow. The threat to the world. There's too much. There are some who disagree. They call us all sorts of funny names that I do not understand, but are clearly meant to be very rude and insulting. But nevertheless, it is in our best interests to make sure that whatever foul threatens our very own family, our tribes, our existence, it is important that it's taken down, killed, stopped. And so we find ourselves working in the most strange circumstances.
I understand. You seen a mountain that disappears? Comes back.
I have heard stories of such. I have not seen it, but close to here there is talk of a wizard who controls such mountains.
Yes, he's a Biscumber.
I have heard that being said by some towards us. What does it mean?
Very bad word. That wizard in there is a Biscumber.
Well,
I'll tell you now, it means poo spreader.
Biscomber. I must get on with my training. But it is a strange circumstance to talk with an elf who speaks so well in our tongue.
Yes, I'm not sure why I do. Ah! Be safe and stay alive.
And he walks down to where his drill sergeant is shouting at him to get down back into it. They're doing strength exercises, pushing huge boulders around and that kind of stuff. They're just, yeah.
So I turn to those and go, well, apparently he's seen the mountain and he knows about the mountain as well. So yes, and those little funny things that look like teeth with weird tongues sticking out, they apparently protect them and chop arms and legs off and things like that. But they're all working together, and there's been an accord between the dwarves, the elves, the drow, the ogres, the whatever. And they're all working together against the undead things that are killing everybody around.
Yes, the sooner the undead are dealt with, the sooner we can get back to the way things should be.
The undead are terrible. Yeah, but that's what those funny little things are.
Well, that doesn't actually explain what they are, Ariel.
They're they're a cucumber thing.
What's their name?
Or something like that.
Do they not have a name?
Yeah, it's something I think it was cucumber.
No, that's what you put in a salad.
Yeah, but it sounded like cucumber.
They are cucumbers?
Well, they don't look anything like a cucumber.
It was
I
something.
wish we had some cucumbers.
It was a word that sounded like cucumber.
I'm going to walk up near one and toss a crystal on it.
Dude, he's an innocent thing. Well, it doesn't look quite so.
How do you know it's a he?
I mean,
You walk into the compound, and as you do, you see archers training their bows on you. You take a piece of crystal, and you chuck it over, and yeah, this giant, huge tongue, just reaches out, grabs this thing even before it's managed to hit the ground, and pulls it into its mouth and then spits it out.
That's impressively fast.
I'm not going to fetch that for you.
One of the drow you recognise as Casper turns round and looks at you. And,
Hello again.
hello, you have returned.
Cookie bows.
What news do you have of the farms? Were you successful?
Yes, the farm is defended.
Well, one of them was.
rest are all gone.
He walks up. I fear we do not have much time left. Where are you headed?
A mountain that
We're going to a mountain
disappears.
that might not be there.
You mentioned this before. Well, if you are heading out that way, be careful.
You mentioned that the town, Ravenclaw, is also
Ravenholm.
gone as well.
It's not a town that I know of. I am not of these parts, but our maps do not have such a thing on them. He reaches down, picks up the crystal. It's all covered in slobber, and he says, "What is this?" and hands it back to.
Thank you.
If you don't mind me asking, where do you get your cucumbers from?
Farmer's market, surely.
And he looks at you, confused when you're saying that. It's cucumbers.
Yes. I've never seen cucumbers before.
I don't know what you're talking about.
The funny things with the teeth, they're called cucumbers, weren't they?
Canalists.
That's
Oh,
not
sounds
cucumber and
Ah,
Ariel.
cantaloupes.
Sounds different in Orcish.
Some of my Yorkish words get a little bit confused.
Like cantaloupe, apparently.
What are they then?
Kennelets. He just said so.
Yeah, I know they're canalips, thank you, but where do they come from, these creatures? I've never seen them before.
They are fiendish in nature. They do their master's bidding.
How do they taste?
I think they
With
use
the
their
tongue.
mouths. Possibly a bit of the nose.
I don't get it.
And he takes out a dagger from his pocket, and he chucks it, and he tries to flick it into the ground in front of the canalith, and it moves back.
Oh, you have them
He
well
says,
trained.
We have them trained. They will not harm us. You, on the other hand, well, I wouldn't try and cross the threshold it protects.
Well, we have no intention of doing that. We're just passing by. I don't suppose you know where this disappearing mountain is, do you?
There have been rumors, but it wasn't here when we arrived or allocated this part town. Now, you are heading into the forest. You must know a few things.
Yes, I do.
Anything that you see beyond this point will try to kill you. Do not give it quarter. If it shimmers, run. If it bites, stab it. If it flies, shoot it down.
Shimmers is in. I don't think I've encountered anything shimmery before.
You've never been near
I
a
hold up
lake?
the crystal covered in Camelot slobber. Is he shimmery?
How have you never come across anything that shimmers, Ariel?
In the daytime, air that moves without anything within it is a problem that you will not want to find out about. And at nighttime, you will see it take shape and form.
Well, I'm sure we can take care of anything that comes across us. Well, it is a forest. I've been through many a forest.
There's actually 50 mountains.
We are all that stands
I did.
between what's out there and the cities and the camps that are here.
I don't want to meet any scabby, scroty, shimmering things.
Who said anything about scroungy things?
Well, it just can't be anything worse than dragons and things that we've encountered before. Let's just go. All this talk is just discombobulating.
When did you encounter
Yes.
a dragon?
Oh,
yes,
I've seen
we
a few.
did. We did. Never mind. I forgot about that.
Seen a few now. One nice dragon.
There's no such thing as a nice dragon.
You're wrong. Again.
I've heard stories of dragons that are friendly.
No. Dragons are enemies.
I go
I've
over
also
to
heard
Cookie.
stories of great feathered serpents.
There are no
I go over to Cookie and
stories.
whisper something. Cookie,
Yes.
mention the nice dragon, are we?
No.
Oops.
Cookie bows to Casper and says,
Stay safe, my friend. We shall be fleet of foot.
And paw.
And hands.
Ariel.
Do
I'm
you
getting
have
tired of
supplies?
I have my hat.
We have enough for a few days' travel. We'll be hunting and foraging as we go as well.
And I can make food and drink.
If you've got anything that would save us from Ariel's cooking.
I make the food. Cookie cooks the food.
You mean you make the food? Oh, God, no. None of that magical crap, please.
The verb use in common confuses me.
What verb use?
She makes the food, but she does not make the food.
Oh. Yes. Very tricky.
On your way out of the camp,
Yes.
talk to... No, you will not miss it. The quartermaster, if there is anything that you require, and you have coin, then it is yours.
Ah, thank you very much.
Do we need anything,
Good.
guys?
I'm just going to check to see if he's got any clean sheets or anything.
Yeah.
Quick! We're sleeping in
Yeah, it's
the house.
amazing. They've got a whole section dedicated to linen in different colours, and it's all ordered by pastel
I'd like to
shade.
go and check the soft furnishings
Surprisingly civilized camp.
department as well, if that's all right.
Yeah, so as you walk down and past towards the outer ring, which is still being fortified and worked on by the lumber that's been hauled from all around it by the ogres and the larger beasts, there is a clear provisions shack, and there is a sort of universal sign for quartermaster and or general supplies that's there. So if you do want anything to pick up from the sort of general adventuring supplies, then just please do. There isn't
have
anything too fancy
cucumbers.
here, just the regular stuff. So yeah, if you need arrows replenished, or if you need replacements of food or rations or packs of anything.
Yeah, I think I'll get some flour.
Yep. And at this
Pack of
point,
flour.
yeah, Kai is with you, and the person that speaks Gnomish comes up to Kai and says something to him quietly in his ear, and he goes a bit pale. He looks a bit white at that point when he hears what this person has to say, and he says to you, it seems I might have to stay behind. I will catch you up. I've heard news that I must investigate here. I must wait for someone at the camp to find out of my home and find out, well, the ships that I saw.
From your vision? In the mirror?
And yeah, so he nods his head and says, it's imperative that I speak to the magic user that said this. If I find that, I will make haste and I will catch you up on the road. Don't worry about me. I'll fly. I'll be swift.
Okay then. Do not travel by night.
May Eldaf be with you.
So yeah, Kai, he goes off talking in Gnomish, and you hear him talking Cookie about. He's asking questions about what's happening, what are the ships, what's the story, why did they hear about it, what's the connection here, etc., etc. And he's just asking 1,000 questions, not getting any answers at this point until he walks out of earshot.
Kai has to stay behind.
How come?
Something he's seen in his vision. He's gotten news of it.
What is it with you lot and talking about following your dreams? You know, as children we're told we should follow our dreams, but it's not something you should be actually doing.
This was not a dream. It was from the mirror.
We're not following a dream. We're following Ariel.
Moon, have you spent
So-
many time with people?
Yes.
Well, let's just go. Let's go and find Caraptus.
And the mountain that
Control.
disappears, yes. Now, you heard what he said. The forest could be dangerous. Ariel, you better
Well,
stay at the
then let's
back.
make haste.
I've got to stay at the back. Why have I got to stay at the back?
Well, that way I don't have to explain to you when something shimmers at me.
That's where the ambush is target.
That's nice. I'll get my hammer out as we're walking along.
Yeah. So what's your marching order?
Well, I'm at the back, it seems.
Andrew will be at the front.
I'll be behind him.
I mean, if Adric's at the front, then we're all walking a lot slower than we'd normally.
Fuck off!
You need somebody in front of you to set the pace, mate.
No, you should always put your slowest person at the front, actually.
Because that way they find all the
Right,
traps.
so is that how it works?
Yeah.
You want to
sets
get
the
somewhere
pace.
quick, put the slowest person at the front.
Yes. And you can whip them from behind.
Hannah, do you want to scout ahead or should I?
Well, we both do it.
That's fair. I'll be maybe 25 feet ahead of the party.
I guess we kind of go either side, kind of fan out a little bit.
Well,
Yeah.
Tanner's slower than you, so maybe you should put him in front.
Tanner's
So we'll
not
get there
slow.
faster.
That just means I can scout
Tanner's
more.
really fast. Really fast.
Yep. Cut fast.
Yeah, well, not that fast.
Okay. Tanner,
Pretty fast.
Moon, give me perception rolls as you're walking down this forest
Yes.
path. Very good.
Da-da-da.
Oh, is it dark?
Moon's on the ball tonight.
Oh wow. Not yet. No, it's still pretty
Fair enough.
early.
Still 20.
Yeah. You hear rather than see kind of noise that is associated with movement, quiet footsteps, just an occasional catch of some sort of noise of a beast or an animal. And it still seems quite far away. You're not
Is it
entirely
Adric?
Quiet. You've only
Walking on his hands.
yeah, it's coming from in front of you. It's mingled in with the sound of it's like kind of like a river or something that's ahead, but you're not sure. But there's definitely something that alerts you. It doesn't sound altogether benign. It alerts your attentions. You
Oh.
both hear.
Try and move up and check it out. Moving stealthily.
Okay,
Yeah.
so give me a stealth roll. Do you tell the others to slow down and stop, or?
Can they see us, actually, from where we are?
Not separated, have we?
Yeah, a little bit.
We're ahead, but I mean, the trees aren't blocking us from there.
No, but if you hang on just for a little bit as you stop to listen, then by that point they'll probably have caught up enough to you to actually
Yeah,
for you to
okay.
see
So
them.
I guess
yeah.
we would signal them to be quiet or slow down or whatever.
Tanner, you sort of jump into. You find a particularly well covered bushes. They're almost like rhododendrons or something. They've got quite a lot of cover on them, and you silk into that, and you walk ahead. It takes you a little bit off the path, but in return, it actually keeps you quieter. Moon, on your side, there isn't quite as much cover, so you're not quite as sneaky as you might be. But then your natural ability to kind of just generally be unseen counts in your favour at that point. But what you see up ahead is some sort of chasm and a bridge. There's a bridge over it, and on the other side of the bridge, you just get the sight of brown type of furry type of something on the other side of the chasm. Can I get you both to roll another perception check, please, as you're trying to scope whatever this thing is? Yeah, you both see it, no problem. There's something hiding in the trees on the other side of the bridge that you see.
Actually, in the tree.
Yeah, like in the trees, in the same way that you're kind of in the trees.
Okay, yeah.
So I'm going to say, how close to this chasm do you want to get? How close to the bridge do you want to get?
If it's dim light here, I'd go all the way because I can just be invisible at that point.
Yeah, under the trees, it's pretty dark.
Yeah.
There are
I'll get
occasions.
as close as I can while still being in dim light.
Yeah. Okay. Right. I'll give you that. And Tanner, your stealth roll is pretty good. So you had a clear kind of hidden path that gets you up nicely, and you can have a view of what's going on. Yeah, and by the time you get there, it kind of looks a bit like this. Now, Adric, Ariel, Moon. Hopefully, everybody can see this map. Hopefully, everybody can see their characters, but we'll just double check that.
Yep. I like a moon.
Cool. Excellent. Yeah, so Ariel, Adric, and Cookie, you're a bit further back. You're a bit further back from this. So although you're there, you're still probably about 20-30 foot behind. But it's got you on the map so you can see it. Tanner, you're down at the bottom side. You fanned out a little bit.
Yeah.
And Moon, you see a break in the trees in front of you, but at that point you see a bridge, and you also saw this creature, and Tanner, you saw it as well. You saw the back legs of this thing just disappearing off into the bushes, into the trees.
I think Tanner's seen these before, hasn't he?
Yeah, they remind you very much of gnolls. They
With
remind
hair?
you.
With a toupee.
But these, yeah, with that roll, both of you, they look a bit smaller than the ones that you've seen before, and yeah, they look a bit less, slightly less foreboding in some ways. They're thinner, not quite as muscular, but still very much of that ilk. And Moon, you with that perception roll, you actually hear a little bit of chittering from something that might actually say that there's a little bit more of these that meet the eye. You don't speak Gnoll, so I don't think. But with that perception roll, you hear just that sound of people trying to be quiet. Potter, Adric, Cookie, Ariel, what are you guys doing? You've been told to kind of keep quiet, and you can't see.
I'm going to kind of step slightly into this hedgerow here and hide.
Yeah, you're trying to be stealthy. So give me a stealth roll if you're trying to be stealthy.
Gosh. Yeah. Rolled
And
a
I'll
7.
follow Ariel as well behind the
So,
bush.
dexterity. Oh, 8. I rolled an 8.
Yeah, you're a bit
So-
you're a bit further back, so
Fall
yeah.
into the tree.
Adric, once they've got into the bush, is just going to walk casually down the path with his
Yeah.
hammer ready. He's like, I'll be the target. Go on, let him try it. And he's just going to continue to walk up to the bridge.
Okay.
If I see Adric advancing, I'll just be over there next to him.
Yeah.
Oh.
Okay.
What a lovely
to,
walk
please?
in the forest
still
on
invisible.
my own. I hope I don't get ambushed.
Yeah. Below you on the bridge is a relatively dried up riverbed that's since taken to plants growing on it. There's still some water trickling down there. It's a fair distance down. And the bridge itself is in reasonable repair. Some of the timbers look a bit rotten as you go over them, but it's not too bad. There's some firm engineering holding it in place. So you stomp over it relatively quickly. So you just continue to mosey on forward. Yeah. Can you roll perception at that point? Because obviously you're looking around to see what you can see.
Perception. There it is.
That was a save. What did I actually roll? 30, yeah, that's fair. Yeah, you see to you're basically you're not surprised. But that doesn't stop what's about to happen. I'd like everybody to roll initiative, please. And we'll see exactly where this
Well
goes.
done, you.
Oh, I never put the turn order up, and that was supposed to come up automatically.
Sorry.
That's done it.
It was supposed to do it automatically when somebody rolled. I'm going to have to clear it.
I think it's done it.
It's correct.
It's just done it.
Yeah, it's cool.
Apart from Cookie, who hadn't clicked a token.
I didn't click my token.
Yep. Cookie's at 20.
Oh, come on, it's roll 20. Don't do it for you. Like other foundry TTRPG, PTT. That we
Okay.
won't name.
What did you roll, Ariel? 6.
It's in.
Cool.
I'm on the turn order.
Yeah, it's cool. I'm just clearing out the old ones as well. Moon got a 15, so Tanner a 17. Right, that's cool. Let's just sort that. There we go. And then what's about to happen?
We're gonna have a wee.
Cookie in at 21.
Cool, will do. Thank you. Okay. So, Cookie, as soon as Adric steps over the bridge, you hear a mobilization of many feet. You don't see anything as such, but you just get the sense that Adric's about to be descended upon.
Uh-oh.
Okay. Cookie, after hearing that, I move this out of the way. She is going to scramble up behind Dad. Yeah, behind Adric.
Okay.
I
Did
leapt
you want to?
over
Sorry,
the
sorry.
shrubberies. Go ahead.
Yeah.
I was just saying, did you want to take a little break before we go into this?
Yeah, because
Yeah. We could
Would
do that.
I'm just thinking because of the time, and then Mimo's probably gonna let the dogs out or something.
If we could just go for another minute or two, just
Okay. Yeah.
That's fine.
Yeah.
That's fine.
yeah.
Fine.
It's a good call, though. It's a good call. So yeah, at this point, it's kind of tricky because you're not getting ambushed. But basically, what you hear and see, and the locations given way by all of the noise that has been triggered, there are a large number of things in the bushes moving and getting excited. And
Oh,
Unsurprisingly.
Oh
there's several of
shit!
This looks like
you
a bit
only
of
rolled
fun.
one time.
them. You don't want 26 initiatives.
I don't think it would fit on the screen.
Group initiative.
Well,
It's
that's
always
why we
better.
can only fight 4 at once.
I'm so pleased because they look kind of undead, but I'm so pleased I'm at the bottom of the turn order.
Yep. That just gives them time to bunch up for you.
excellent. Yeah. So as soon as you walk over there, the noise that they give away is too much, and you see them variously hiding between trees and rocks, and you just get a sense of where you don't see them all. Some of them are probably more hidden than others, but you just suddenly there's that noise that just comes to life when Adric walks over there. Yeah, and that's because that's probably a good point that I think they are to leave it for if we go for a break before this all kicks off.
Kicks off. Right. Great.
Mima's gonna kick off. Or Cookie, whoever I am.
Yeah,
All of the above.
the cat.
Biscuit.
D. All the above. Yes.
So, we'll be back in 10 minutes. Be a quick 10 minutes. We'll be as quick as we can on this one.
10 minutes is sort of a fixed period of time.
No, it's not. Go get yourselves a drink. Go get yourselves a bit of refreshments. Go walk your dogs. Go walk your cats. Go walk your camels. And we'll be back in 10 minutes.
What else I need to do? I need to let the camels out.
Back shortly,
Badgers.
guys.
Don't forget the badgers.
Bye.
The smelly badgers.
Yeah.
Anyone?
Hello.
How she is.
Hey, timing. What? Wow.
We're back.
Timing. Okay.
Yeah, we're just going
Oh, I
dive
forgot to
straight
have a
into it.
wee.
That's your problem now, isn't it? You'll just have to find a bottle.
How could I forget?
Here you go.
Thanks.
You can't do it with your camera on. Twitch terms of service, please. Right.
Just wait until after you've done your turn and then rush off quickly.
Yeah.
Right. So yeah, we're going straight back into it. Because
Excellent.
we're starting a battle. So
Have a fight.
Excellent.
Someone's about to get messed up.
Okay, let's go. Right.
that's
Wasn't
Fight
quite.
music, eh?
That wasn't quite the music that I was going for. There we go. There we go. That's better.
Oh,
It
it's still a
started
bit of
off
a
slow.
slow build.
Okay, you are in the middle of the forest. You just crossed over a bridge, at least some of you have, and as you've done so, the excited chittering of some rather smaller looking gnoll type things have made themselves aware to Adric and Cookie and Moon. Meanwhile, at the back of the group, we've got Ariel, and Tanner is kind of hidden away, having arrived at the scene. Yeah, so there's like quite a few of these guys going on. Cookie, what are you going to do? You've moved up behind Adric. Are you hold? Yeah, are you done with your shot? Is there anything else you want to put into play?
Before I jumped over the shrubberies, I told Ariel to stay back. And then just ran up behind Adric and I'm good.
Okay. Confusingly, okay, well, it actually is, but okay. Tanner, you're next according to my turn order.
That would be correct. Tanner is going to run forward. He's going to try and stay in cover if possible.
Mm-hmm.
Getting his bow ready.
Yep.
He's going to get to the edge of this thing here, and he's going to take a shot with his bow at this dude.
Yeah, you can see him. He, like you, he's in a bit of cover as well, but you can still take the shot.
Okay, I'll attempt that then. Do I am I at disadvantage or something?
No, he just gets a slight boost to his AC.
Oh, okay.
Unless you've got anything that ignores that specifically.
I don't.
Yeah, that hits a tree on its way. The arrow hits a tree on its way past. It doesn't actually get to where it needs to.
Okay, ducking down then for now, thank you.
Yeah. Moon, you're up.
That's good. I'm going to be over there because Shadow Step.
Okay.
I'm going to be here.
All right. So you like this? You just when you appear under the trees.
Just there.
Yeah. Okay. Brilliant.
And I have advantage on my first attack because of Shadow Step. So first attack's going to be against this one.
Okay. Yep, that hits.
Here's 9, and then a second attack.
Okay, yeah, you beat this thing to an inch of its life. It doesn't even know what's happened. The ones around it don't even know what's happened. They're still slobbering over the fact that a dwarf just walked into their cunningly placed trap. Anything else from
me? I'm
me?
just going to flip over it and run towards here.
Oh, okay.
And then stop there.
Alright.
A moth
Interesting.
has gotten in here somehow and it keeps flitting at the camera, so if you see a moth suddenly appear, just ignore it. New character. I'm done, thank you.
Mothra.
Okay.
It's
Just keeps
familiar.
flitting past my head.
Your appearance has caused a little bit of an issue, but that doesn't stop all of them, and they are already salivating at the thought of getting themselves a bit of dwarf, so they are jumping forward.
Bit of dwarf. Bit dwarf on Barbie.
Yeah, this one jumps out, and actually, it can see other characters. These guys are going to jump.
Andric's fan club.
This is how Adric likes it.
Yeah. And there are some others that see Moon. One of them jumps off the stone, off the cliff, little buff, and jumps right down into Moon. Takes a shot. A few of them just pile over from this side, and then Moon, you see it. I don't think necessarily that Adric does at this point, but there's another one that's different. This one's got white fur, and it stands on top of the rock, and it howls, barks, and makes lots of noises, which are met with other noises as you are surrounded by these things. And the one that you injured as well is kind of limping out the trees towards you. Yeah. Okay, and then the attacks start as they come raging in to attack. So, Adric, you're going to get attacked by 3.
Yep.
To start with, the 3 that are in front of you directly, and top and the left. So, biting you is a bit of an issue. They try, but 14 misses. And then it swipes at you twice. Each one gets this attack. So one of the short sword, 19.
Yeah.
Last one hits. So you take 4 points of piercing damage from the one at the top, And then the next one does the same thing.
17 is the target, so the last two.
Yeah. So you take 5 from that one, 12 from that one.
Yep.
So that's 16 so far, and then the last one bites.
I'm taking out my pad.
So
Just 2 there.
2, yeah. So that's another 11 damage.
Yep. Just but a scratch.
Cookie, these ones are reaching past Adric towards you. One of them jumps up onto the ballast, the bridge, and it tries to bite at you, and it swipes its sword at you twice. 23 215s.
16 is my number.
Yeah, so that one hits. He takes 6 piercing damage from the bite as it reaches forward and tries to grab at you. And the one that's behind you is close to Adric, but it just kind of reaches through and past Adric and tries to bite you in the leg. So that one hits. It takes 2 shots. There we go. So 2 of them hit. Ignore the last one there. It lagged out. So that's
So 6 and 7.
yeah, 6 and a 7 there. So 13 damage. Oh, did it? Hang on a minute. That was the. Yeah, that's right. It's only 2 hit. Yeah, so it's 13 damage. And then Moon. You're going to take 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 sets of these. So let's go.
Keep on rolling. Target's 18.
Yeah. So bite and 2 swords. That's top left.
1 hit, sword.
Yep. 2.
The one that crit bit. I mean,
1 hit, critical bite.
Yep. So that's 13, and that's that one, that one. So bite and 2 swords,
Yes.
2 hit.
2 hit,
Oh.
swords.
are the critical fails? They bite their own leg.
Bite each other.
Well, that one,
They lose a tooth when they bite you.
1 hit.
1 hit bite.
Yeah, 5.
God, look
1
at all
hit.
these
Hit sword.
rolls.
Oh,
Another crit bite and an attack.
Yep.
So another 12, and then last one. 1 hit.
1 hit,
So
sword.
that's 4.
ow.
11, 16.
I'll get it, you carry on.
Yeah. Yeah, that's quite a lot, but not something that.
I'll get it. Yes, quite a lot. That's my kind of maths.
49. Cool.
Oosh.
Yeah, says you're
Ooh.
surrounded.
Welcome to it.
Okay, Adric, your turn.
This dwarf bites back, you know.
You're going to bite them? Bit weird.
I am going to go into a frenzy rage.
And then
Okay.
bite.
So I am going to attack the one directly below me. I'm going to attack the one diagonally down and the one to my right.
Okay, so that one, and that one? The red,
Yep.
marked in red?
Yep.
Okay.
Correct.
Yep, they all hit. Sorry, no, I apologise. 2 of them hit. One of them misses. The bottom
Okay.
one misses.
That's the 18. So the one directly below me.
Yeah.
And then the directly down. There's that damage, another 13.
Okay. Yeah, these things get mangled but they're not entirely dead. But you can see how badly beaten up they are. They definitely didn't expect to be met with such ferocity.
Yep. And that's my go.
Ariel, all hell's broken loose. These things don't look undead to you. They look very much alive. And sound very much alive.
Okay, so I'm going to dash. Oh, there. I'm gonna run to there.
Mm-hmm.
Why? See, I got my hammer out, didn't I? Damn it. If I was to swap to my bow now, it would be an action, wouldn't it?
Well, if you want to just chuck your hammer onto the ground behind you or whatever.
No.
Exactly, yeah. So if you want to stow it carefully and then, grab your bow, then that would be your action.
So I'm going to get to there. Okay, so what I'll do is I will Sacred Flame that one there. And then I'll bonus action my Hammer of Lethargy on that one.
Okay, so there's your Hammer of Lethargy.
So do that one first. It's 20 hits 23.
Yep, that hits.
I do level 3, 8. Oh, God's sake, 2 natural ones. 7, 8, 9, 13.
So it's the
Doesn't
one
that
that's...
mean roll again?
if you're halfling.
If you get doubles.
If you're that one, is it that one there you're going for? Just
No, I'm going to Sacred Flame that one. Why am I not pinging? Sacred Flame that one, and then Hammer of Lethargy on that one.
Okay, got you. So 13 damage on the first one, the Sacred Flame, or okay.
No. The bone, that one at the back was the Hammer of Lethargy.
Okay. Yeah. So.
And then Eldeth Flame is evil, and they need to do a Dex save.
Okay, got you.
Flame ooshes out my hand.
That's a 15.
Actually, what is mine? No, it failed. I'm 16.
Okay.
So, and it gets hit for 6.
Okay. Now it's got. Is the next attack against have advantage? Is that?
Needs Dex saving. So, no, it's just that.
Okay.
Dogma Signal Dexterity saving throw. No, that's it. Target gains no benefit from corporal saving throws.
Oh, okay. Yeah, thinking something else. Right, cool. So that's it. You run forward, jump over the rock. As you're jumping over the rock, you summon your hammer right in the middle of them all. It takes a swipe immediately, and once that's finished summoning, you summon forth the other hand, and this flame just bashes forward and smacks into the one. Yeah, and then you
like
it lands at the end of
Spider-Man's
the
web
bridge.
thing.
Cool. Like it. Cookie.
Okay, is this guy dead with the red dot?
No, but he's been hit by Adric, and he wishes he was dead.
Okay. Okay. Cookie is gonna leap up, straight up, and her legs are gonna go out towards this guy with an unarmed strike to push it, or attempt to push it over the ledge, and then she pushes off of this guy and pushes into this guy.
Nice one. I like it.
Okay, so here we go.
There you go. Nice. Okay. So the first attack's on the guy that's standing up above you. Is that right? And you push off him, and you kick him basically in the grunk nuts, and he basically, yeah, I'll give you that. That's cool as I like that. The fact that you hit. So he crumbles, and bounces off the side and moves down. He loses his he loses his footing, and he just smashes down the hit, and you just hear him, and then he lies at the bottom, and he's like, that's it at the bottom. Oh, he's dead at the bottom of that chasm there. And then the second guy you hit, and what part of the anatomy are you going for? His head or something, aren't you?
Yeah, like his chest neck area with my
he was already bludgeoned to near death, and the final blow that you stick into his pus is enough to completely destroy any semblance of life there, and he crashes to the ground. So yeah, and he begins to slowly slide down the valley, just ever so slightly, just gravity taking him just a little bit, but he doesn't quite fall all the way down. Right? Yeah, cool. That's 2 down.
All right, that's me done.
Tanner.
Okay. I want you to tell me if I can do this first. First, going to bonus action dash. And Tanner wants to kind of take a step back, and then he wants to run basically across this direction if he can before leaping across
Ooh.
to the other side.
Don't fail that roll.
Okay.
I've got boots of spring and striding on, so if I take a 10-foot run up, I can jump 30 feet.
Yeah.
And so that's what I'm going to do. If you say I can do that without the tree getting in the way.
Oh no, absolutely. That's fantastic. There's actually a slight to one side of the tree. There's a bit of rock, and it kind of acts as a bit of a springboard across. So you're trying to get from basically like, yeah, that's no problem.
Yeah.
So you can do that. You land on the other side. So that's
across that way, and as he pitches down, his bow's out already.
Yeah.
See this fella?
Yeah.
I would like to then.
Yeah.
Is that? Can I see him?
Yeah. Through the trees. Yeah, you see this. You see all sorts going on.
So as he hits the deck, the bow is ready. He's going to take a shot at that guy, and just to hopefully 15.
I mean, it's kind of obscured. No, I think you're still too far into the trees. Yeah, okay, go on then.
I should have said that before I asked you.
Nah, go for it.
It's fine. No.
Use it up now, and you'll not use it later.
Yeah.
There you go.
Okay.
Yeah. So you just managed to. Yeah. Okay. Right. Yeah, that destroys. That hits him perfectly. Perfect shot. You're about to take the shot as you run and jump, but you think to yourself, wait a minute, that's not quite right, the tree's in the way, and you take another step forward and you just clear enough, there's a hole in the branch just at the right spot, and it just starts right through his armour, and he's down in one shot.
Thanks very much. That's me done there. Cheers.
Moon.
Yep. I gather my cloak around me, and I gather the tattered cloak about my shoulders and spin in place, and I create a 15-foot sphere of darkness.
Oh, okay, let's do it. A black aura.
Does that only affect enemies, or does that work on allies
Nope.
too?
Nobody can see inside there. There is now a 15-foot sphere of nothing right there.
I see how this may not help.
Oops, sorry.
What class is Moon?
Shadow Monk.
It's pure class.
It's monk, but pure
Because every
class.
time you say you do something, I scroll down my thing. I'm like, I don't have that.
Don't worry, we're all doing that.
Someone gave me the opportunity to play a Shadow Monk. It had to be done.
Yep.
And somehow in the middle of all this, as the shadows gather around these knolls, Moon isn't there anymore.
Do you not also get blinded?
Oh, well, I would if I was still there. I am still on draw shape. I've accidentally drawn a shape. Oh. You put a ring of darkness around me. That's not right. They've moved.
Okay.
That's why I drew one.
Yeah. Okay. So there is a ring
That's
of
it, I'm
darkness.
done.
So
Yeah.
they cannot see out, and you cannot see in.
Nothing can see in, nothing can see out.
Yeah.
And I'm no longer in it.
Excellent.
And then that's me.
Okay. Yeah. Are you up the tree?
I'm just gonna be somewhere in the trees.
Yeah. You
Oh,
look
that's
out,
okay.
and in front of you, you see this character a bit closer up, and you notice that he's holding a flail, much
Yes.
like the one that you have previously had to deal with.
Seems familiar.
Okay. These guys are all blinded, so I'm not going to worry about them initially. Adric, you've created a world of hurt and pain. So you're going to get 4 attacks against you.
Yep.
And that starts off in a familiar pattern. You're bitten and then swiped at with swords, so one of them hits.
Yep.
That was the one directly to your north, and then the same again.
Do I take? I don't. Do I take half damage?
You take half damage, yeah. Yeah, if you're raging.
You're
you take
raging.
Yep. Indeed, that's
And
17
on the
hits.
floor.
So that's. That's those 2, and then the one to your right there bites. So 2 of them. I'll let you half the damage of those
Yeah,
ones. And then the final one that's alive, just diagonally down, misses all 3. Yeah. Okay. Technically, I should be rolling d6s to see what way these guys run in. That's going to be pandemonium. Let me.
Well, scatter dice.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay. I've got orders on those ones. I'm going to roll 9d6.
Ooh, I want to see him.
Or 98, in fact.
Yep.
9d8.
Will that just total it though?
I will, but it'll also allow me to see the individuals.
Okay, that's alright.
Yeah.
There you go.
Wait.
3, 2, 1.
Oh, see, that looks cool.
So 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. That one runs in. This is why I hate doing this in groups. One of them runs into the other one and smacks into somebody and can't move. The other one does the same thing and runs into the other one. This one, after getting run into, gets knocked out, so it runs in completely the wrong direction. This one doesn't get hit by anybody and runs out the circle, but way up that way. This one runs down that way. This one runs out the circle backwards. This one runs into somebody to its left. This one, after getting hit by the other one to the left, runs out and runs up the circle. And then finally, this one runs out down to the tree towards Moon. So, okay. And they can't attack Moon because he's kind of halfway up a tree. These guys can't see anybody. They stand next to the hound. It's just like, I'm going to roll this one to see if it can see anything. Nah, he can't at this point in time. He's been side blinded by the blackness. He's still grunting orders at everybody. Okay. But they can't. Nobody's attacking anything just now. Adric.
I am going to recklessly attack the 3 on my right, starting from the top, working my way to the bottom.
Mm-hmm.
So, top right, middle right, bottom right.
Yep, all hit.
Top right damage,
Okay.
middle right damage, bottom right damage.
Hang on, top right.
I also I get
That one
a
counts.
brutal critical on that natural, so I can re-roll the damage.
Crunchy.
So I'll just re-roll another damage again.
Yeah.
Oh, it's 9. So yeah,
Okay.
9 more. Is it 9 more? Or is it just the highest of the two?
Brutal crits. It's an extra dice.
Yeah.
I'll check
So it's
it.
an extra 9 damage on the middle one. So the middle one's definitely dead.
Yeah.
I feel.
That's
Um,
hella dead. Yep. One
2,
additional
3.
weapon damage dice.
Okay, and then the last one is 12, which also, yep. Okay, because you killed that one. All right. So there's one left.
They will
Oh.
get an advantage on attacks on me next turn.
Yeah,
I'll
if
remind
they
you.
can find you.
Yeah. That's my turn.
Okay, Ariel.
So this one here, still alive then?
That one is a different one. It's running since it's a new one that's run into that space since the
Alright,
one that
well,
was there got.
Well, I'll twonk it with the spiritual weapon as my bonus action anyway, because it's already out.
Yeah.
Out on its head, so I didn't level 3. Oh yeah, fighter, natural 20, so to hit for 28.
Nice.
Yeah.
So I can roll damage twice then, can't I? Oh, it says here, natural 20 rolls damage twice. Oh, I think I might be killing you.
Answered your own question.
Yeah, I did. Not with an 8. Natural 1s tonight. Oh, so 8, and then I've just rolled 2 6s
Oh.
and an 8, so that's 28.
Yep, that's enough to kill it. Yeah. Making
So-
mincemeat out of these guys.
So, and then obviously I would have ran forward, and then I'm going to use my on those 3. I'm going to use my flame strike on that.
You cannot see them because they are in a vast black cone of darkness.
She could still target inside though, right? She just wouldn't be able to pinpoint where they would be.
She can't target something she can't see. Unless it's a
And-
lobbing something or... What's the spell?
Can I see these ones here? Oh no, because I won't be able to see through that, will I?
You can see that one there.
That one. Oh well, I'm not going to waste.
You can
I'll
see
just
the one
say
at the
could flame
top
that
as
one. I'm
well.
not going to waste that on one.
Yeah.
I'll just say could flame that one then.
Okay, go for it.
So, so again, it's the same as what we did before then, isn't it? They've just got to do dexterity. They've got to do dexterity save.
Okay. Sorry, yep. Save. Dex. There we go. And it's going to roll in 3, 2, 1. No. Okay, try again. Dexterity. No. I'll try this one and see if that works. We're going to we get 3 at once.
I'll take the best one, or the lowest one, but the best lowest.
Nothing's rolling. I'll refresh. Oh, there we go. 17. I came through.
Oh no, I want the lowest one. Can we roll again? You said
Oh,
you
I'm
rolled
sure.
3 times.
Yeah, if you wait long enough, the other 2 will come through at some point. There's dice.
We'll take that one, and it hits. Oh well. Yeah, my flame just sort of bounces off the rock behind him. How many 17s did you want to roll there?
Anymore.
Okay.
Damn it. Yeah, okay, misses. I'll give you that. I'll let you have it.
Okay.
I'm good like that.
Cookie.
Okay, I am going to bound over here, scrambling up the embankment to bop this guy on the head. Oh, I can't bop without it here. I'm going to try and bop this guy on the head.
You're going to try and this guy here, the big guy. The guy with white.
Oh yeah, I got that backwards. So I'm gonna try and bop him on the head by like jumping on his head and then leaping up at this guy.
You would have to cross paths with the first one.
You would, yeah. I
Or
was
go
gonna
into
say
the
that.
dark circle.
Oh crap! The dark circle.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I just did the same, didn't I?
Oh. All right.
If you go
All
near
right.
that
So
guy, I guess
this
you get
guy's
knocked.
still alive, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
All right. All right. Okay. What if? Don't make the circle bigger.
Move! What are you doing?
What if? Because I got
Uncontrollable
inspiration. I never use inspiration. I got
Uh-huh.
some inspiration. What if I take a run this way
Uh-huh.
and I'm going to, like, you know how you're sliding into home base
Yeah.
with your foot first? I'm going to slide straight into
We
here.
don't do that in cricket, by the way.
Okay. I like it. Yeah, that's cool. So you're gonna use you're gonna use the inspiration to cancel out the negative effect of being blind. You're just going in straight into the darkness and just sort of sliding, hoping you're gonna smash into somebody in there. I like it.
Yes.
Yeah, and
So
you do.
I guess I would smack into this guy.
Yeah, you smack right into him. So that's the, we'll treat that like a normal attack. And so if you roll to hit and mark off your
Okay.
inspiration. Yeah, so that hits and you kill him. Actually, you don't really know for sure if you did because you're in current total blackness. But you feel that the force of your foot as you kind of smack into something, and you give it an extra push with your foot as you kick it, and it falls over, and you hear a thump.
Okay, and then, because I get 2 attacks, can I swipe randomly with my arm?
Yeah, you're doing a roundhouse, aren't you, or something? You're just go for it.
Okay, and then you could pick whoever I hit if I hit him.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So we'll say that you're just kind of flailing. There's a couple of guys right around you, so I'll let you bump in. Yeah, smack that one. Right. Okay. Yeah. So you connect with something in front of you, or well, I suppose to the left. Yep. Another.
Okay,
Any more?
and I'm gonna use my key point to do 2 more attacks.
So at this point, I think you would be at disadvantage because you're now no longer in your attack, which you got advantage for. So you'd be rolling disadvantage for these if you want to.
Okay, so I put it on disadvantage. So again, I'm flailing toward where I felt something.
Oh wow! Okay.
Nice.
Yep. You connect again.
I thought I clicked it twice. I don't want to click it again yet. Is it gonna do it?
It went through twice.
It went through twice, so I'm seeing 11 damage
Okay.
total there. Right, excellent. Yeah, you can feel this thing. You're just like laying into it in the darkness, and it's just like, gee, it's giving away. It's not. Yeah, okay.
All
Yeah,
right, and that's me done.
you're completely blinded at the moment. Tanner, you're muted.
No, he's just not saying anything.
Yeah. Right. So I think from here, Tanner is going to run forward, throw his short bow down
Yeah,
while drawing his rapier
yeah.
and striking at this fella as he kind of runs out of the bush, going "Ah!" and take a swipe at that fella there.
Yeah, hits,
Oosh.
Yeah.
and he dies immediately to the side. You've hit a vital, null, whatever, and it's just on your rapier. You quickly pull it back before it just to the ground.
Cool. Can I see this guy from where?
Yeah, you can see the top of him. He's standing up. He's on the elevated position.
I
but
can't
yeah,
do
you
anything
can
right
see him.
now, but as long as I can see him, that's cool. Yeah, that's me
Yeah.
done. Thank you.
Moon, you're kind of in the foliage.
Yep. I'm just going to drop out, move up here towards the Q16 wind, towards the big knoll.
Get
Yeah.
rid of the damn circle.
I'm going to attempt to shove with my first attack.
Okay.
Starts my athletics versus his athletics or acrobatics per his choice.
Yeah.
Which means I lose out, but sorry, I had an advantage on. It should be 13.
That'll take the left. Yep. So either athletics or
Acrobatics, his choice.
acrobatics. Yeah. Okay. 15.
Passes, unfortunately. So I try and trip him, it's not working. So I'll just spin the spear around and strike at him.
Yep. Yep.
And I will make that a stunning strike. So can you make me a Constitution save?
Okay. That is a 19.
Passes. Irrelevant. Thank you.
Okay.
I'm done.
The character that you are engaged with lets out a roar, and immediately you see the gnolls running off in all directions. Yeah, they're basically just running out of the map.
Not the expected result, but I'll take it.
Damn it.
God damn you!
The one that you've attacked turns round
Hit me.
with its flail and tries to smash you with its flail. It's going to hit you it's going to attempt to hit you 3 times with its flail.
Good. Yes.
Come on, roll 20. Don't fail me now.
It's surprisingly slow today. Miss. Miss.
Yeah, and you just managed to dodge out the way of each of its attack before it too runs off. So you get an attack of opportunity as it leaves. So let me know what you want to do with that.
Yeah, we'll take that.
Yep, that hits.
If
Have
that's
you
hit,
got-
he can't move.
Yeah,
His speed is 0.
yeah. So he's next to you. So you see him taking off, and he's slammed down onto his calf as he turns around, and just bang, and you smash him, and his foot crunches into the ground. His knee bends slightly, and you take all the speed out of him. I'm going to roll 2 d8s within the darkness to see which way these guys run. Top guy is 1, 2, 3, 4. So tries to run, finds Cookie, falls over Cookie, lands on the other side, and tries to. I'm going to give him a disadvantage on this one, as he tries to just sort of kick out at whatever it is that is there. He kind of swipes around. He probably is going to end up hitting his own. So 15 misses.
I'd say
16
that
to hit.
fight
Yeah,
is definitely
that's-
hitting his own. A natural 5.
Yeah. I'll tell you what. Roll me a d20. Adric.
Me?
Adric, yeah, go on.
Adric, okay.
Since Infinity brought it up, let's see if he does.
4.
No, he doesn't.
Ah.
Okay, and this guy, when I rolled the 8s, was a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So he runs up and out. He smacks into the mountain, pushes to the side, and he sees Moon, and he
Hello.
he tries to bite immediately and slash him a couple of times. That's
Oh no, sorry, they shouldn't be a
left
disadvantage
hand.
because
Yeah,
they're
just
on
left
15.
hand side. Yeah, take the
Yes,
left.
So
So
one shot hits.
that's 7.
Thank you.
Put that back to normal. Yeah, and that's it. But these guys are running away now. Adric.
Sake. Oh, he's bloody stood where I need him not to be fucking stood. If only the fucking dark circle had pissed off.
Oh, sorry, can you not walk through 5 feet with your eyes closed? You don't just immediately get lost. It's not a circle of bloody Bermuda Triangle.
Adric is
You can
going
walk
to...
through 5 feet of darkness, mate.
Yeah. Adric is going to attempt to get here. And skirt into the darkness ever so slightly.
Yeah.
You know, like when's the power cut, you just have to freeze and like get completely lost.
No, I have lanterns that automatically turn on and everything.
Okay, so you used your
So you
action
can't get
to
lost.
use your action to
He
dash.
just presses a button on his stream deck and
I don't dash. No, that square is exactly 35 from where I was stood.
Okay.
Checks out.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, let you off. That's spot on. Yep.
I need
Okay.
that attack. I don't need to die with this.
Go for it. You attack.
I am going to recklessly attack the guy to my right with all 3 attacks.
Mm-hmm.
I get advantage on each one of these. 1, 2,
Hits.
3.
Hits. All 3 hit.
1 damage, 2 damage, 3 damage.
Wow, 28.
29,
Wow.
43,
Thank you.
46, 49, 52.
Is it killed it?
Is 52 acceptable?
No, 10.
Sorry, I didn't realise I wanted me to count it.
No.
Yeah.
Just look at this big number.
I think
Yeah,
52 is
52.
an acceptable number.
Yeah,
isn't it?
52.
I think
yeah.
it's a good number. He's
Would
still
you accept
standing.
52?
I got it to 58, so that I think we should go with that.
You might want to add it up again.
There's it. Yeah.
Okay, Adric, you slam into this guy, just like boom, 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 and he's smashed around, but yeah, he's big fella, big dude, no problem taking these kind of hits.
No problem taking that casual 52.
Yeah.
Wow.
Just think about that one for a second.
Yeah.
Cookie.
You skipped Ariel.
Oh, did I? I did. Ariel.
I do a quick assessment of and realise that Cookie's on her own in this black. So I use in my panic to help her. I am going to dash into the circle to try and
Doing
rescue her.
exactly
You're gonna
what
run
she
right
wouldn't want you
into
to do.
Yeah. I am literally going, Cookie! and running into the circle.
And you find Cookie.
And you
Yes.
walk right into it.
Yes, I do.
And she beats the living snot out of it.
And I'm shouting, Cookie, where are you? And my arms are out in front of me trying to find her. That's my action because I double dashed, so.
Yeah. Cookie, you're slammed
You
into
double
by
dog dash?
an Ariel. But you know there's still some other gnolls in here. One's just tripped over you.
Well,
One's just reaching for you, shouting, "Cookie!"
Stunning strike.
Now this makes it a little more difficult, Ariel.
Just hit them all
I
and figure it
come
out
to-
later.
Abby, don't worry, I've come to rescue you.
Yeah, don't worry, because
Okay, I reach out.
all over the ground.
Since she just slammed into me, I'm gonna assume I know that is her. I'm gonna hold her with one hand
Yeah.
and just circle my other arm out, trying
Excellent.
to hit anything with the other.
You're
And I'm
holding
gonna
her in the face
Whack
and
it
everything.
back and forth. So bam, bam.
Yeah, both hit.
Nice.
Okay, and yeah, you feel your hand connect with something furry that just when you get back of the head, and it just flops in front of you. You hear a thumping noise as the now non-breathing gnoll lands in front of you. So you've got this sort of darkness. What was the darkness cast on? How long does it last for?
The ground and 10 minutes.
10 minutes. Yeah. Okay.
Okay,
So-
so I'm going to listen for anything right close to me,
Yeah.
and I don't hear anything.
No, you
so
don't hear
I'm going
anything.
to. I'm just going to hold on to Ariel.
Yeah. Okay.
Hey,
What do
use
we do
Ariel and
now?
get your way back out.
I've saved you the bother. I've drawn Ariel's teeth on the floor around there.
Tanner.
Yeah, just carrying on with his forward momentum. He's gonna across to here and strike at this little bugger that's kind of sat right next to him.
Wow.
Ooh.
Yeah,
Nice.
Nice.
might hurt a bit.
Now, yeah,
More than a bit.
that's
Well,
another one-shot kill.
That's math.
It's
That's
enough.
math. We ain't doing that.
There's big numbers in there.
Big,
Big number.
numbers.
Yeah.
There's multiple big numbers
More
in
than
there.
10.
Yeah, that's it. That's
So with that one stab, you just did more than Adric did with 3 big Warhammer hits. Just think about that.
I should have used it on the
Alright,
other fella.
yep.
Just because you can make a fancy dark circle. Alright.
He didn't need a fancy dark circle. He just got a little stick that he poked someone with.
Right in the vitals. And Moon.
It's all about knowing where to poke them. I've seen my allies running haphazardly into that circle of darkness. I'm going to dismiss it.
Okay.
It's getting a bit weird.
Yeah. It's going to be an awkward
You've put a
position
separate
down
circle
at
of darkness
Ares.
inside my circle of darkness that I can't dismiss, so I'll let you do that one.
I will do that one. I'm in the process of doing so. It is now gone.
We see Cookie holding her hand with 2 fingers up Ariel's nostrils.
I think there's some size variance there that could be confusing, but... And then, for my actual attack, I'm just going to beat up this null. Irregular
Yep.
null, again.
Yeah.
Oh!
Yeah.
Nice.
Okay. Top one hits.
That will be Stunning Strike, the top one. So make another Constitution check.
Okay. Stunning Strike, Constitution saving throw
Yes.
coming up. Just a second. Here we go. And it rolled quickly. 221.
I take it he's still alive then.
Whoosh.
Unfortunately.
Yeah. Is that the end of any more from Moon?
Yeah, I'll jump another key point and 2 unarmed strikes on him. Just kick out with my feet.
Yeah.
Or rip my damage out.
Yeah. Both hit.
And then I am done.
Okay. He sees himself surrounded. He's panting at this point. He lifts up his flail again in an attempt to strike, but having been smashed out by Adric, he does a kind of sweeping shot. So the first one, this is going to hit you, or it's going to attempt to hit you, Adric.
Rolls advantage.
So that is a 17 to hit.
17 hits.
Okay, you take 13, which is, well, half to 6 for you and your rage, but you must take a wisdom saving throw, please.
Wisdom saving throw.
And you want to get 16 or above.
I'm swinging such a way
Ignore
that
that
the
advantage.
flail of pain hits Adric as well.
I only got a
I
5.
prefer that.
So you must make a melee attack against a random target within reach on your next turn.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Okay. I'm up for this. I like this game. It's a
So we'll
win-win
roll.
for
No,
me.
that's not going to be good.
We'll roll like a D3 or something to see who.
Well,
it
maybe
is.
D2 by then.
No,
Oh,
it could
yeah,
be
well,
very much
the next flail is against Moon.
Damn. I don't want the flail of pain. Give Adric the flail of pain.
Roll 20 isn't giving anybody the flail of pain at the moment.
That could never
That's
happen
agreeable
then.
too.
Yeah.
And the second one also hits Moon.
Yes.
26 to hit, so that hits. And the flail of pain.
Ouch.
Yeah, you take. That's not a very high roll. 21 points damage. 11
Moon
points
is
of
down.
psychic.
Oh fuck.
Okay. And yeah, the second one with 13, and then you
I
would
will
have
not make a Constitution save to not be paralyzed. I have fallen off.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. That's fair. Right then. And then having knocked one of out, and one of them is now incapacitated, and is mad. He is going to limp, hop, skip away. And although it doesn't state it, oh, this could be interesting.
I don't think it's going to be interesting.
Yeah, he's gonna use the madness that's installed, because you can't attack till your next turn. So yeah, that one is, I'm gonna say, runs away.
Do I get attack of opportunity on that?
I'm gonna say no, because you've been inflicted by the flail of madness.
I feel
crazy, man. You're
I should get to roll for it.
You explicitly have to make a. Oh, it's not. Oh, hang on a minute. I think I read that wrong. Let me just.
It says I have to do it on my next attack.
On a failed turn, the target must make a melee attack and within on its next turn. Right.
On
So
its
you are
next
currently
turn.
mad until your next. You are mad until your next attack.
Yep.
So I'm going to say, because you're mad, you lose your ability to react to normal
I'm
events.
gonna say then, I really hope I don't hit somebody who's already down now, because that's not gonna be good.
I am a target within reach.
Ooh.
So, how do we want it? Heads and
1d2.
tails?
Now you're. Mel, it just says.
Specify who's who before you roll.
No. Either way, it's Moon.
Oh, it's a one. It's going to
one-
be you.
Yeah,
One-
one is Moon, two is Tanner.
That's a very confusing way to do it, but okay.
Oh, it's Tanner. Thank God for that.
Yeah,
Sorry, Tanner.
it's okay.
Oh!
Sorry,
He put
Tanner.
us all in there.
Holy moly! 29? Seriously?
Does it hit?
I'd like to use my.
Dodge.
No, I have.
have something for this.
What was it? I do. Martial Adept. I want to use my brace, and I want to attack him back. No, I'm kidding.
What's the damage?
Let's find out.
Ooh.
I think I'm going to
Nice.
uncanny
Great
dodge this.
Yeah.
So what was that? 21? Did you say?
Yeah.
So I take 11, do I? And I attack him back.
No.
Don't you dare! Otherwise, I would just attack you again.
Well, the Brian says
When
it's
you
been
hit- when you
dealt
hit
damage,
it-
so-
Just for clarification.
What are you saying?
Can I just ask for clarification? I am currently frenzying, so I have 3 attacks. Do all 3? Should I be doing all 3 attacks?
See, this is.
No, a melee attack
It does
isn't
say
an
A.
attack action.
Yep, it's not. Yep. I was going to say, because I read that way as well.
So within your attack action, you can make up to 3 attacks. You must make one of those against a random
Can I
target
do
within
the
reach.
other 2 anyway?
If you want to encourage PvP, knowing that Tanner will stab you once and kill you.
Yeah.
Yeah, you lose your action on that turn, so you've taken a single melee attack and you lose your action, so you can't continue beyond that.
What's he saying when he's attacking him?
It's in like a rage frenzy, so yeah, it's
Cucumber!
yeah.
Oh wow! Right, you're out of combat, guys. There's no targets left. They've fled, unless you want to chase them down, which you're welcome to. But you've killed the majority of them, and you dramatically injured one of them. So
Does Adric know he's out of combat?
what happens? You get a point of exhaustion, don't you?
I
after
do.
this?
I've now gained a point of exhaustion.
Ariel,
I'm
I
so
told
sorry.
you to stay back.
Why are your fingers up my nose?
I thought you were one of them, Tanner. I'm so sorry.
One of
Just
what?
for her.
One of those things. I don't know. I saw
You look
red.
down at the corpse, and they've got this hair, kind of a muzzle sticking right out, red fur, leather armor on it. They look nothing like Tanner.
Actually, it sounds pretty much like him. All is forgiven.
Moon!
Sorry, Cookie. I was
Ariel,
scared. You were in the
quick.
dark and
Moon's
needed
down.
to rescue you.
Ariel!
Yes, what?
Moon!
We need help over here.
Oh,
Can I get you
oh
to
yeah,
make?
the healing thing.
Since a bit of time has passed, could I get you to make a death saving throw, please?
Death saving throw.
Who's death saving? What did I miss?
Moon, he's down!
Moon is down.
Oh, right.
That's what I was showing you for!
Oh, I missed that totally. How did I miss that?
I missed it as well.
He
She was
died!
sticking fingers up each other's noses.
Well, it was dark in there. I suppose they wouldn't have known, right?
No, you
Okay.
wouldn't have seen it. No, you wouldn't
I'll
have seen
go over and I will heal him. I'll bend down and I need to work out the best healing spell. Give me a minute. Is he
At the
dead?
moment, anyone will do.
No, he's not dead, he's dying.
it. He's dying. Yeah, he's not yet stabilized.
He would have been dead if Adric had hit him.
Okey-dokey. Give me a second. I'm not very good on the healing bit. I'll have to work out the best one.
Yeah, we know.
Yeah. I'm not very good at it. Says the cleric.
I'm glad I'm too unconscious to hear that one.
You're not a dolphin this time. You're just unconscious.
Okay, I bend
much
down and I use my level 6 on him.
Ooh.
Hail death, heal thee, and a surge of positive energy washes through me like a bright light and regains him 70 hit points.
Whoa.
I'll take it.
Does he even
Wow.
have 70?
Thank you.
Because otherwise, she would have had to decide if you were worth 300 diamonds.
And unlike that
I don't think
random
any of us
farmer we
are.
found in the village, you're not.
There you go.
dear.
I use my level 6 spell on you.
Do you even have 70
Anyone
hit
else?
points? I need a heal, please.
I've 79.
Oh, okay. I'll give you the one that gives you like 5 hit points.
Adric hits
let me have a look
Ariel.
at me.
Okay, and I'm going to sit down and meditate for a minute and regain my hit points.
Yeah. So
Okay, I'll do mass cure wounds, which will get everybody. Each target regains hit points equal to 3d8 plus your spell casting ability modifier. So
Ooh.
3d8 plus wisdom. So that is 6, 11.
Do we need somebody to verify this? Because it has Ange adding it up.
Shut up, Tanner.
18.
18.
Everybody gets 18.
18.
Well, you're not giving me any, right?
It's just mass cure, so it doesn't matter. It doesn't particularly.
everybody.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, everyone.
Everybody
You're in
gets it.
range.
Oh, I mean, we're assuming that we're a little bit out of combat, and you guys, Ariel would shout you over or whatever, say, "Look, guys,
Yeah.
come here." What? Yeah. So you're all in range.
That's a bit of the damage, but it will do.
You all right, Adric? You look a bit tired, you prick.
There was a lot of them, wasn't there? I'm so sorry, Tanner. I don't know what overcome me there. I've never done that before, I promise you.
Right.
Not that I'm saying I did it just because it was you.
Oh, we're not saying that.
I could have sworn there was one over my shoulder. Sorry. Bastard, he slipped away, didn't he?
He did.
Damn. Oh.
Do you still need more healing?
No, I'm good.
Well, I've still got a few scrapes and bruises, but I can deal with it, Ariel. If it's too much.
No, I've got a healing kit on you. I'm just trying to remember how to do it.
You.
Says the cleric.
I'm glad our healer's got a healing kit.
I got 32 of them.
I'm glad
No, you
can't
don't.
use them.
You don't have that. You have 32 charges, which is 3 and a bit healing kits. But healing kits aren't really.
And they feel like saving people from dying or something.
Most
like
people
that.
can use
Yeah.
healing kits, but because Ariel is disciple of life, it
Supposed to
allows
be.
them to be used for
Yeah.
healing or something like that.
Just trying to remember how to use it though, so just bear
What-
with me.
While you're doing that, let's just because we're getting close to the end of the session, I kind of want to push us on a little bit. So you're walking through the forest. You're continuing to talk about the healing the battle and such, and you find exactly where you expect it to be. The outside part of the village of Ravensholm. So first of all, you exit out of the forest, and you get towards the mountain. You can see Mount Hotton in the distance, and then as you turn round and out the forest and look up the hill, you see Ravensholm is exactly where you thought it would be.
Remember it.
Yeah, just as it's got the walls on the outside of it, so you find yourself at the outskirts of this place, which you can all hopefully see, and you have control over your characters that are a bit big, but I'll adjust that. You are you see the gates of Ravensholm, and it's just as you imagined.
It wasn't a particularly lively place, was it?
No, it wasn't. Not at all.
So is there any sign of life here?
You see one person standing on a porch just above and into the town. Just on the edge. This is the only person you see.
Well, our invisible town seems to be visible.
Do we know what Craptus looks like?
You guys do, don't you?
We never met him.
Oh.
He'll probably look like whatever he wants to, right?
That could be him.
He said he was
Or-
going to meet us here.
Are you going to walk up? Walk in? Yeah.
I get out my
Yeah.
hammer.
And as you walk into the town proper, you go through the gate, and Tanner, Ariel, you see an old man, and he says, "Hello again. You come for another drink?"
Do we recognise him?
Yeah, he's the guy that served you when you were
He's
here
the
the last
barman,
time.
postman, undertaker, whatever it is.
Yep.
Right.
And he looks
It
out.
was one of those times.
He looks at you from under his brimmed hat, his straw hat. It's a nice hat, man. You notice it. And he
How
says,
about that, man?
Oh yes.
he says,
It will be mine.
he's waiting for you. Just go up and make yourself at home.
Is he pointing at the pub?
Yeah, except this time when you look up to where the pub was, it's now a stone building. It's a low-slung stone building with turrets at either side. It's made of red sandstone. There's loosely, gently sloping tiled roof on top. and it seems to be quite big. As far as you can tell, it goes quite far behind, and because it's up the top of the hill, you can't quite see all of it. But there's a door at the front, and he looks, and he says "Ah, yes, and he's also waiting for you as well, Moon, and Cookie, and Adric. Yes, please, all go."
Well, these were
Yeah.
expected.
Yeah, well, watch out, because this town isn't quite how I remember it.
No, it's not.
It's not invisible, though. Some people said it was invisible.
Yes, I thought you
Is the
said
mountain
it
there?
is.
For some.
You can't see it. It would be kind of over the valley anyway. You'd have to walk to the top to get the view, but yeah, you don't see it. And you walk, and as you walk up into towards this building that has been directed to, it gets dark quite quickly, like a rapid onset sunset. It goes from being daylight to dark within 10 steps up the hill, and lights appeared at the side, torchlight, flickering flames that lead up to this building.
Cookie.
Yes?
About this.
Not how you remember?
Tanner,
Mm-hmm.
this is not what happened before.
Let's go inside and see what he's got to say for himself, eh? And Tanner will stride up to the door and push it open and step in.
Oh, for once, Hannah.
Yeah, you walk up to this building, and in the light you can see that there are large stone construction, big stones hanging over the roof, and the door itself is pretty big, pretty sizable. And other than the sound of the wind as you open the door, you can maybe check out the sounds of the forest creaking in the background still. The door itself, made of red wood, black wrought iron hinges holding it together, and around the door, in Dwarven, are runes. Which of you read Dwarven other than Adric?
Not me.
Not me.
This,
Just me?
it just reads, you notice it's Dwarven, and it reads the rarefied cavern of Agtamar in exile.
I'll relay that to you guys. It's writing. This is the rarefied cavern of Agtamar in exile.
Do you know stories about Tamar?
I don't know.
Do I know stories about Tamar?
Do I?
Yeah, both of
Any
you
of
roll history. Easier for some.
Oh, thank God for that. That was good.
20 on the left. Yeah. Adric, you know Agtamar. He's a cantankerous old dwarf. He came from a different tribe, quite far in the islands, and he made his way over and brought with him a host of cuisines that had never been ever tasted before, herbs and spices and recipes and ways of doing things that just never was quite right. But he was, even by dwarven standards, eccentric, and he was never really allowed to integrate into the halls of the dwarves in the mountains around the Sword Coast. He caused a bit of trouble, and his insistence that people would join in the festivities of his homeland. He would cause trouble, just chucking people out for of his food, just for not eating all of the courses. He was a very peculiar dwarf, and it's very strange that you find his name here. He was a bit of a legend. People sought meals. People sought to eat with him because of this experience. It was so unusual, so eccentric that it had its own charm. But yet, people would share stories about how they had been expelled from the caverns of Agmar. It was a cultural experience like no other.
Up your street cookie. Actually, I wouldn't even know any of this stuff, would I?
No, you wouldn't.
No.
Blessed,
Cramped is about to a fine restaurant.
blessed Greybeard. Well, we must go in quickly. Follow. And Adric will quickly shuffle in.
I follow Adric.
Yeah.
Going-
Inside is dark, or very dark if it hadn't been for the large group of candles that are set at either side down the 30-foot corridor. The flagstones are worn. The ceiling's 15 foot high. At the end of the corridor, you see scarves, hoods, coats hanging from hooks on the wall. And you get the soft murmur of people enjoying themselves. Ambience. You look down toward the end of the corridor. It's about 30 foot. It's a dark wooden rail, and it leads down a few steps to a lower chamber. You can't get the full view. You can't see the full sight. There are columns and walls obscuring the view.
It sounds like an inn, though, right?
Yeah,
With people in it.
yeah.
Push through into the room if I can.
Yeah, so you walk down the corridor, and even as you get to the end of it and look down from the stairs, there's only 3 or 4 stairs down to this next level. You can't get an uninterrupted view of anywhere. It's all caverns and stone, but it's all very stone built, thick stone. There are many people around it. You just know that you can't see. But the room that you've walked into is large, and you're just never quite sure if the extremes of this room are another level that's dropped down stairs maybe, or there's a wall that maybe there's something behind, but you can't quite get the full measure of the size of this room. But you can see as far as you can see. There's about 20 tables in front of you, and all but one is filled with people eating, and the food smells lovely.
Oh, this is my
What are
kind
those
of place. Oh. I wonder if they have any dwarven ales.
Well, you said it was a dwarven restaurant.
What's a restaurant?
That's not a common word, is it? I'm sorry, I spoke in Tabaxi. You said it was a dwarven eating place.
Yes. Yeah, there's nothing fancy about it.
You didn't say fancy. You said fancy.
I didn't say fancy.
I think we're getting confused.
As people hear you talk, some people look around, and
Hello.
they see the other people just continue eating and ignore you. The scene doesn't seem particularly unusual, and there are all sorts here. There are dwarves, elves. You can see potentially halflings. There's a couple of dragonborn sitting at the tables. They all seem to be fine. There's one table that's free, and it has 6 chairs around it.
That's for us. Yeah.
I'll go and sit at the table.
Yeah, and as you walk across the room to take your seats at the table, I think that's a good point to leave it. And we'll find out
Ah.
what happens in the rarefied cavern of Agtamar in Exile in 2 weeks' time.
Damn.
Ah, that was good fun, Croy. Thanks.
Well done. And you're all getting inspiration for today's session as well, because that was awesome RP. Well done, guys. If you don't already have it, please do add it back in.
Woo! So I used it.
I got it back.
Refund.
I never use it.
And now it'll take me 3 months to use this one.
Yeah. You forget you've got it.
Cool.
Wow.
Just remember, I'll leave my disadvantage on for next time, otherwise I'll forget that.
Nice one. Thanks very much for that.
Very nice.
Well done. Awesome jobs. Ash, hello. And bye.
Well, good night.
Nice.
Yeah. Thank you very much, Croy, for hosting tonight, for running that game. Always a pleasure. Thank you for everyone who's watched. As always, it's a pleasure having you here and chatting with us. If you missed any of this, catch us on the YouTubes. The VODs will go up before the next episode, which will be in 2 weeks' time. Next week, we've got Mutants Mastermind. Be here for that. We are back tomorrow. Not on Twitch though. It'll be on the Discord. If you are interested, there'll be a chat room that you can join tomorrow, but you won't be able to talk or anything. You'll just be able to listen into the game that's going on. We'll post details about that tomorrow just before the game goes live, for anyone who's interested. Otherwise, we'll be back on Friday with Blades? Carbon
2185, is it?
Carbon
Is that-
2185.
Is it happening next week? Can't remember when
If
Spain's
not,
off,
we'll
to be honest.
get something else on it.
Yeah, no, yeah, it's happening
Yeah,
next
it is,
week.
yeah.
Yeah.
Just a quick shout out before we finish. Mima, you've been working on something, haven't you, for streamers?
For a long
Oh!
time.
Yes, since January, we've made a record label, Streamtastical Tunes. And our first album was released just a smidge ago, Salty Shallows. And you can find us on all streaming platforms, Streamtastical Tunes, all one word. And right now we have an hour's worth of sea shanties for you. And in 2 weeks, we should have an album of lo-fi.
Nice.
And it's all copyright-free music. Don't let the DMCAs get you down, baby.
No,
Not like
don't
those
do that.
DMCAs. So yeah, if that interests you, go check that out. As always, go check out Mima as well. She's an amazing streamer. She's on usually around now, going onwards. So, but if you're in the UK, it is worth staying up for. Trust me. You won't go to bed disappointed. Croy, you're our other streamer who has their own channel here. You do VR stuff. Anything fantastic coming up on your channel?
Talking about potentially starting up our own channel with a Township Tales. So we're going to have our own Township Tales server kicking into action next week, and anybody who's a member of the community with long-standing tradition of being around can get access to that. I'm not exactly sure of the details yet. I'm going to have to take a night off streaming just to set all that up. But I'm looking forward to that because we played a bit with VR and Pancakes team and had an absolute fantastic time there, but they were quite far on in the game, so we're going right back to the beginning. And otherwise, it's going to be some of the usual VR and fitness if I'm still alive. I'm currently suffering from the after effects of being stabbed with 5G. It hit me a bit later than it did the last time. I'm hoping it'll be over quickly. So tomorrow night will be a chill stream on my channel. I'll be listening to the game that's going on as well at some point. So I don't know, we'll see. But definitely back in on Monday at 12 noon GMT for some VR fitness.
Sounds good.
And great 5G signal.
It'll be awesome.
Can't stop the signal.
Yeah, definitely. Also, there is a VR game that might be coming soon that's TTRPG related. Demio?
Yeah, we played some of that.
We
and
had a
was
look
good
at it,
fun.
didn't we?
And we were thinking about
think
whether
it's
we could do
definitely
it in
got
RP. Yeah. We'll see what
Which
see
is
how it
worthwhile.
goes.
So yeah, the rest of us will be here and about on Discord if you want to come and talk with us and catch up with us. We play other games as well on the Discord, but yeah, if you just want to come and chat about TTRPG, show us what you've bought, show us what you're thinking of buying, encourage Mark to buy more.
No, do not encourage Mark to buy more.
Yeah. So do check all of that out, guys. As always, once we've gone, don't go anywhere. We will be raiding somebody who hopefully will be doing TTRPG and won't be on a break, won't be on a rerun, won't be doing something completely different to what they should be doing. And we'll send you over.
You know, all of above will happen.
So yeah, thank you everyone for watching, and good night.
Good night. Good night.
Bye.
Don't let the bed bugs bite.
Dead buds,
Bite.
dead bugs.
Bed